Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium. It's time for Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. From high above Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle, patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. Don Morgan, field side. Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing tonight. So 2 games left in the regular season, game 2 of the district season. And the Cats looking to go to 2-0 in district and set up a big matchup next weekend against Portales. But you can't worry about that just yet because you've got the Albuquerque Academy Chargers on the other side of things. Albuquerque Academy comes in at 5-3 on the year, but they are 0-1 in district as the Portales Rams ran them out of Portales last weekend, 42-7, while the Cats, of course, getting the big victory last weekend, 33-7 against Bernalillo. So, Don, we've talked about this, really for the last 3 weeks. If Lovington can win tonight the way everything's stacking up in Class 4A, it wouldn't exactly guarantee them a spot in the playoffs, but it sure wouldn't hurt.
That's exactly right. And without that win, what do you think that does to their chances for postseason playoff activity?
Well, I know we'll be talking a lot more about this in the postgame show, but I think that depending on, you don't want to leave it in anybody's hands if you don't have to. I think there's probably, even if they do not win tonight, I think there's probably about a 50-50 shot that they would still make it. I think it's probably more like 80-20 that they make it if they win. Again, I know we'll talk more about this in the postgame show tonight because it's going to be a little bit of a long postgame because of senior night. But and of course I left those notes back at the office. But, I think there's 5 or 6 teams, 5, 6, 7 teams that have already pretty much punched their ticket in, and Albuquerque Academy is one of them. Now there's 6 or 7 schools that are vying for the 5 remaining spots, and Lovington is one of those teams. Now then, you never want anything weird to happen, and we've seen it in all sports. Lovington could wind up thinking they're sitting pretty, even if they wind up at 2-8. I don't think that's going to happen, but even if that were to happen, they could say, well, okay, Shiprock is not eligible to get to the playoffs. I do not believe, because they are not playing a district schedule. Shiprock is not in a district, which is a little bit surprising. St. Pius X and Grants have both had, frankly, awful seasons to this point. Gallup has also had an awful season. So, you don't want one of them to jump up, though, and maybe win their district, and then that could knock out one of those lower teams. We saw it with Lovington a couple of years ago in basketball back during the season before COVID, where Lovington came out of nowhere, won the district tournament, and that wound up knocking Portales out of the playoffs. And then Santa Teresa won their district tournament over Chaparral, and that knocked Goddard out of the playoffs. So football, a little bit different than basketball, obviously, but district champions getting that automatic seeding, well, you want to get that automatic berth. That way there's nothing that they can do. I think the chances right now for the Cats, anywhere between the 3rd seed and the 12th seed, I think, is a pretty good chance that they get to the playoffs. If they win tonight, that becomes anywhere from 3 down to about 9 or 10.
But you want to do the best you can to try to leave as little up to chance as possible so that you control your own destiny a little bit more. And funky things, can definitely happen in the district season. And as you said, with with the NMAA automatically taking district champions, it can make wonky things, kind of happen. So knock some teams out, guarantee some teams in, and things that you didn't think would be happening even a week or 2 before you get to the seeding can happen. So what Lovington wants to do is just come out and not think about any of that. I'm sure, coaches think about that, but they also just really think about, we got to get the W. We got to get the win. We got to play the best we can tonight and come off the field, leaving it all on the field, and take the results come what may, but try to do everything in our power to get that win, and that way we do ourselves the best kind of favor and service that we can in moving on.
Well, you're absolutely right on that, and that's all they've got to worry about is win, and you're in. Obviously, they win tonight, they would be I'm going to, and I should never make assumptions, but I'm going to assume that Portales is probably going to run Bernalillo right out of the stadium tonight, which would set up, if we were 2-0, them 2-0, that would set up a game, and it seems to be that way for more or less the last 50 years. Last game of the season, Lovington-Portales, is for a district championship. So Lovington, if they come out and play well tonight like they did against Bernalillo, they had, kind of a little off quarter there, but they still had a great game against Bernalillo, and, 427 total yards in that game, 306 rushing yards for the Cats last Friday night up north of Albuquerque, led by Camino Chilwa with 131 rushing yards. Not far behind him on Dallas Cardenas with 108 yards. And on Dallas also punched it into the end zone 3 times. And then Aranda, even though he was sacked twice in that game, still tacked on 67 yards. That's probably the most dominant Wildcat rushing attack we've seen in a decade or more.
Yeah, definitely. They, they had a murderous pre-district schedule, and we talked a lot about that during that time in those games. But Lovington is coming off of, they built some good momentum coming off of 2 wins in the last 3 weeks. Of course, they had that bye in between, but they definitely are on a good roll, and I think they know that they can win, and that helps you a lot. When you know you've been down, you've lost games, you've fought hard and still lost, but you've come back and you've had 2 victories in a row, and now they know they're in a must-win situation here. They really, I'm sure they know. They could look at the numbers and crunch them the same as everybody.
And probably better than I can. So.
And, so they know what they've got to do. They come into this game with their eyes wide open. They know what they've got to do. They know what they have done, what they're capable of, what they can do, and what they should do. And they've had, a week to look at film and to prepare for Academy. Academy coming in very strong, as you said. And Lovington knows that they've got home field advantage. This is their final home game of the regular season, possibly their last appearance on this field for this football season, and of course senior night tonight. So there are some emotions running high, but I think it's good that they waited to do the all of the senior stuff till right after the game. They can just concentrate on the game and then think about all the rest later, but just get out there and to try to be the team, especially that played against Bernalillo last week, be the team that played such a very strong half against Santa Fe, and be the team that wants the win, that wants to move on, and prove that, yes, coming off of a couple of championship seasons, losing a lot of seniors, a lot of leadership, a lot of talent off the team, that they can still come in having learned the lessons, the hard, bone-crunching lessons of this murderous pre-district season, and then coming off of their first district win, get into this game and prevail.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to want to do. Of course, the Academy Chargers across the field from them, no pushovers. They are 5-3 on the year, but again, they did lose to Portales last week. Academy is not a team that is absolutely going to make the scoreboard spin. They're only averaging slightly over 21 points a game while giving up 12 points a game. They're led by Andres Rivera, their quarterback. He's thrown for almost 1,400 yards this season. His favorite target by far is Kellen Gary's. He's the coach's kid, and he's received over 500 yards this year. Now then, when you look at the breakdown of the numbers for Academy, they look for the big plays when it comes to the passing game, but they will run it an awful lot. Cole Conway leads them with 305 rushing yards, followed by Landon Martinez, with 270 yards. So they they pass it slightly more than they run it. It's probably 55, 45, some kind of a breakout like that. So Lovington is on defense not going to be able just to key in on one aspect of the game tonight. For the Cats, they come in, and these numbers a little bit misleading, averaging just under 30 points a game while giving up 43 points a game. Of course, they had some games early in the season against very, very tough opponents where it just seemed like the scoreboard wanted to roll, and we've discussed it. I know Coach G has probably heard all about it, that not from us necessarily, but that, they played a pre-district schedule that, really, I know why they did it, but it really kind of put them behind the 8 ball when they got into the district season. But, I mean, they're battle-tested now. They're ready, but it's, not exactly must-win, but you'd sure feel a lot better of your chances to go to the playoffs if you did.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, as we said, these guys have to show up with their A game and play consistently. They've got to have full 4 quarters of really good execution, focus, and intention here tonight.
Well, absolutely. And, as we come into it, the Cats are out on the field now. We're in the home blues with the white letters and numbers, the white helmets with Cats in script on the side. For the Academy Chargers, they come out in their road white uniforms with black letters and numbers and a red pinstripe. Fortunately, they're pretty easy to pick up from up here. And metallic red helmets with their school emblem on the side. So pretty sharp-looking road kit there for the visiting Chargers. Of course, tonight is also Pink Out Night here for Senior Night at Wildcat Stadium. Of course, in honor of the fight against breast cancer as we continue on through. So as the teams head to the sidelines for the moment of silence in the national anthem, we'll go ahead and take a timeout, come back with the kickoff. This has been your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington and the Z94 KZOR app. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, Lovington. Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. So as we get ready to kick this one off, Don, what are the Cats going to have to do to get out of here with the W tonight?
Keep their emotions in check, channel that into, some good focused aggression. Be aggressive, be physical, be willing to really get in there, get dirty, get bruised, and finish, as they say. Good technique on blocking and tackling. They've got to play and consistently execute, as I said, 4 full quarters, and they've just got to be very focused and intense tonight and keep those, but at the same time being aggressive, but keeping those penalties down if they can.
And Academy won the toss and deferred, so it'll be Lovington's special teams and offense that will get the first crack at it tonight. Lovington 2-6 overall, but they are number 4 in Class 4A, 1-0 more importantly in district. For Academy, 5-3 under head coach Sean Geary's, but 0-1 in district. They are right now number 7 in Class 4A. So a top 10 battle tonight here from Lovington. As it is teed up at the 40-yard line, Lovington will be moving from the south to north as Gage Conway will kick it off for the Academy Chargers tonight. So Conway comes up to it, kicks it. It's a low line driver. It's going to take a funky bounce at the 20. Going to be fielded on the hop at the 15. Coming back, 20-25. That is Olguin to the 30. Gets a block, 35 to the 40. We got a hold on the play. 50 is Olguin to the 45, to the 40. Finally brought down inside Academy territory, but a hold on the return, and this one's coming back. A great return, though, for Olguin, and he got a great block. Unfortunately, the blocker held on a little bit too much to the Academy Chargers, so back around the 27, 28-yard line. So this one's going to come back to about the 17 or 18, and that's where Lovington will have it 1st and 10.
I can't believe, I think the echoes of what I was just saying were still hanging in the air somewhere about to try to keep their penalties down to a minimum, right?
Yeah, I think so. Return on the hold, and that'll move Lovington all the way back inside the 20 to the, call it the 18-yard line officially, and that's where the Cats will have it. 1st down and 10. So a big return by Olguin, wiped out by the penalty. It's all right. Cats have done a great job the last couple weeks controlling the clock. They can do that tonight. I think it will bode well for them. So Aranda going to come out. He's going to bunch everybody up on the right side. Single receiver to the left. Single back in the backfield with him. Ashton waits for it. 1st and 10 from the 18. Gets it, pitches out. Far side, Cardenas looking for some running room. Goes to the 20, to the 25. Another flag on the play. He's going down the sideline to the 30 and finally run out of bounds about the 48-yard line. But we've got another hold, and so that'll be at the 20-yard line. So 10 more yards and 2 plays, 2 penalties, and Lovington is pinned back deep now. Is that about the 9?
Yeah, that's just so not the way that you want to start off. I think that was Dalton Lee who also pushed Cardenas out of bounds there. Well, doesn't really make much difference now after the penalty.
And it'll move them back inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Happened at just in front of the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 1st down and 19 now for the Wildcats. So now they just need to take a deep breath and get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. So 1st and 19 from the 9-yard line. Send twins to the left, twins to the right, and a 4-receiver set. Aranda waits for it in the shotgun. Tries the hard count, doesn't get it. Going to change the play at the line. Audibles out of it. Gets the snap. Hands it to Cardenas, coming near side, hitting the backfield, gets away from 1, gets away from 2, and rugs his way back towards the middle and up to about the 15-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard carry for Cardenas, 2nd down and 14. But a good run, hard running for Cardenas as he got away from a couple of Academy guys. He got hit by Dalton Lee in the backfield, but broke away from him and got good yardage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a nice run, a pretty typical gutsy Cardenas run. He's going to have to do that all game long.
2nd down and 14, ball at the 15-yard line. Opening possession for the Cats. They bunch everybody in tight near side. Hand it off. Cardenas starts it left, cuts it back right, and gets up to about the 20-yard line. So he's going to pick up another 5. Let's see where they spot him. They're going to give him up to the 21. So 6 more for on Dallas. And 3rd down and about 8 now. Makes it a little bit more manageable.
I think this is doable. The Cats certainly can handle it. They just need to make sure that, I mean, this is an important conversion right here. They need to get a 1st down here if they can, or get it so close to a 1st down that they don't have to worry about it.
So here we go, 3rd down and 8 for the Cats. Twins left, twins to the right, and a tight set. Single back in the backfield remains Cardenas. Good snap. Aranda looks to throw, throws it sideline, and he has got Gonzalez, and he's going to catch it up at the 27-yard line. It'll be good for 7 yards, but it's still a yard shy of the 1st down. Or, they're going to say that he stepped out, that he had the toe on the line, so incomplete, and it's 4th and 8. Punt team now comes out for the Cats. Not how they wanted their first series to go.
No, but you know what? They had kind of just a little bit of a slow start against Bernalillo as well. I mean, their first possession last week, so it's not so worrisome.
Hagen Lizardo to punt, back deep to receive is Landon Martinez. Bad snap. Hagen handles it, gets it away. It'll be a wobbler. Going to bounce at the 45. Takes a Lovington bounce, and it keeps going. And Lovington going to down it inside of Charger territory at the 43-yard line. And so that's where Academy will take over, first down and 10. Of course, it's probably been about 10 years since Lovington played an Academy squad. Last time we played them there, if I'm remembering correctly, was in the playoffs. I want to say in the 2010 season. In a game you heard right here on KZOR.
I would trust your memory. I think you're usually very good at pinning those things down.
Of course, Lovington had their way with them that game. Hopefully they do it again here today as Rivera will lead his team out. Looks like he's got Conway in the backfield with him. Twins left, Twins right. First and 10 for Academy. Pardon me, that is with a 4-receiver set from their own 43-yard line. Charger football. Get it, hand it off. Martinez up the middle is hit and then driven backwards. Got slowed up enough. He's going to gain 3 yards on the play. Tackle finally going to be credited to Ezekiel Guzman.
Right, I think he was first, but along with him, Josh Carrasco got to him not long after on the other side.
I think Valentin Herrera is the one who got the hand on him to kind of slow him down a little bit to let him get to him. So second down and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Academy football at the 46-yard line, still inside their own territory. Their opening possession of the ball game after a couple of penalties knocked Lovington backwards. Academy going to come out in a 4-receiver set once again. Rivera from the shotgun with Martinez on his left shoulder. High snap, handles it. Hit in the backfield, gets away from one. He can't get away from the rest of the scrum, and he is going to lose 5 yards. So it'll be third down and 12. Great job by the Cat defense on that one.
Lizardo was actually the first one to get to him, and he slowed him down enough for a couple other guys, including Valentin Herrera, to come in and kind of clean him off.
So now it'll be third down and 12 for the Academy Chargers, moving back to the 41-yard line inside their own territory. Clock continues to move, 8:40 to go, first quarter. No score yet in this one. As Rivera brings the play in, gives it to his receivers. Twins left, Twins right. He is going to bring in, nope, it's still going to be Martinez in the backfield with him. 2 receivers left, one to the right, and a 3-receiver set. They're going with the tight end. Lovington shows blitz and moving all over the place. Academy got a little antsy trying to anticipate the snap as Brody Whitaker on the left side moves. So it'll be a 5-yard false start penalty on Academy. So now third and 18. I think both teams may be showing a little bit of nerves here in the opening possessions on offense.
I think so, but as we said, the Lovington offense had just a little bit of a slow start against Bernalillo, but once the defense came in and held and stopped, it really fired up and fueled the offense to get fired up and fueled up themselves. Maybe that's what happened all here.
3-receiver set. Lovington shows blitz again. Back to pass. Andrus goes across the middle and overthrows his intended target. He was trying to get Carter Spiegel down the seam. Good coverage by the Cats down the field, including Gonzalez. Yep. It'll be incomplete, and so it'll be 4th and 18. You got to think punt time now for the Chargers.
Yeah, Cesar Gonzalez definitely was the first one. Got to really kind of breathe a sigh of relief that ball was overthrown, though, because the Cats were a couple 3 steps behind.
Had to get rid of it quickly because the Cats were bringing, I think, everybody except for Gonzalez and Lizardo. So punt time now. Single man back deep for the Cats is going to be Alec Olguin. Waiting for the punt of Schmidt. And that one is going to be popped up. And it's going to bounce at the 50. Take an Academy bounce and go to about the 41 inside Lovington territory. So Academy had a huge opportunity to flip the field there, but good pressure by the Lovington defense. Oh, no, I think we're going to have roughing the kicker.
No, I was going to say DeMarcus and Cardenas were both, providing really good coverage. Maybe too good there.
I think they hit the kicker, and it'll be they tipped the ball, and so they're going to pick up the flag.
I didn't see them rough. I saw the ball go a little wonky, but I really thought it was
and
clean
so it was
pressure.
it was a partially blocked kick.
Yeah.
But they're still gonna they're still going to say roughing the kicker, even though it was a partially blocked kick. It's a 15-yarder on Lovington. It won't be enough for the first down. Their third penalty for 35 yards, and it'll be personal foul, roughing the kicker, and they're going to give them an automatic first down. Wow. So Academy gets a break and gets the ball inside Lovington territory at the Cat 49.
That's a huge break and a huge gift, frankly.
I don't know how on a 15-yard penalty unless it's an automatic first down. I didn't think they did that in high school, but so they're going to bunch everybody in tight this time as Academy is given a gift. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. High snap. Handed off. Coming near side. Martinez is hit back at the 50. Somehow gets forward. He's going to wind up with about a yard out of it as DeMarcus Thompson comes out from the bottom of the pile. Ezekiel Guzman getting his reps in too. Hagan Lazardo also getting a piece of it. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
It was a botched handoff. It was like
he started one way.
Exactly, and had to turn around the other. So that gave the defense, Lovington defense, just a little more time, that second or two, to come across a little bit faster.
So 2nd down and 9. Lovington going to put 4 men across the front. Going to show blitz again as Rivera goes up, talks to his lineman and to his receivers. They're keeping everybody in tight to try and slow down that Lovington bull rush. Rivera waits for it. High snap, gets it. He'll pitch it to a man coming around the end. Gets a block, then coming up the middle and to the 44-yard line as the pitch goes to number 21. That's Ketis Connell. So Connell going to pick up 4 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Academy.
And I believe that was Brennan Garcia and also Josh Carrasco in on the tackle on that.
So now 3rd down and 5, an important 3rd and 5 here for Academy. So we hit the halfway mark of this first quarter. No score. Academy is gifted a roughing the kicker penalty that keeps a drive alive. Deep back is Martinez with Rivera. From the pistol formation, he bunches his receivers in tight. Lovington looks like they're going to blitz 6. Fake the handoff, rolling near side, looking to pass. Rivera tosses it into the middle, has a man across the 40, down to the 38-yard line. It is going to be complete as he gets that one to Geary's. It'll be good for 7 yards, and it'll be a first down for the Chargers.
Oh, and you know what? He had all the time in the world. Academy's offensive line was doing a good job of keeping Lovington from coming across. He just had a lot of time to finally connect and get that extra yards that he needed.
From the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, Academy football, 5.5 to go first quarter. They're going to split twins to the left, a single man down to the right. It's Geary's in the slot on the far side. Waiting on the snap is Rivera. Good snap. Fakes the handoff, throws a quick one, and incomplete. He's trying to get Carter Spiegel. Pretty good coverage. Was trying to split a couple of cats there, but it'll be incomplete, and so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And Spiegel kind of disappeared between him and then left the two Lovington guys crunching helmets against each other.
So on a 2nd down and 10 to go, the Chargers driving into Lovington territory. Sorry, dealing with some stuff at some of our other games tonight up here. So, all right, back to it. So twins to the left, twins to the right. Lovington looks like they're going to bring 5, maybe 6 on a 2nd down and 10. Deep back is Martinez from the pistol formation. High snap, looking to pass. Rivera steps up and tries to get Spiegel, and Spiegel gets planted just as the ball gets there by Patrick Sanchez, the sophomore, coming up big and hitting him. No flag. It was a clean hit, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now for Academy.
That's 2 plays in a row that Sanchez has been right there, right where he should be, and helping to make sure that was not complete.
Pretty good crowd here tonight for the final home game of the regular season. Academy bringing a few folks with them too. So now an important 3rd down and 10. Twins left, twins right. From the pistol formation, about 3 yards behind the line. As Rivera barks out the signals. Picks up the foot. Now he's going to split out. Martinez wide right. Blitz comes. Throws it. has a man on a little comeback route, has some room to run. That is Grind. He's down the far sideline and inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. It'll be good for 23 yards, and it'll be another first down for Academy.
And that was a really successful screen pass right there to the left. I could see that developing, and it's so frustrating and hard to see that and think, yep, that ball is going right into the receiver's hands, and he's got some room in front of him. He did, and it was.
From the 13-yard line officially, it'll be 1st and 10. Chargers inside the Lovington red zone, 4:40 remaining, first quarter. Deep back is still Martinez. They bunch everybody in tight once again. Lovington moves the defense up, hand it off, hole up the middle that closes quickly, and the Cats come in and smack Martinez after a 2-yard gain. That hole closed very rapidly there for the Cats, and Herrera, the first one I think that got the helmet on him.
Yeah, that was a very good example of Lovington's D seeing that gap. It opened up at first, and then they saw the adjustments they need to make, and they got to it and closed it up very quickly. That's good defense.
2nd down and 8 from the 12-yard line. As Rivera tries a hard count, Lovington stays put. Everybody bunched in tight. Fake the handoff, throw it near side to one of his tight ends who drags a couple of Cats with him as that's complete to Ben Montoya, and he's going to be inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down. It'll be a 7-yard completion, but it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard from inside the 5.
I tell you, he is lightning fast in getting rid of that ball and can be very accurate when he's got somebody waiting. That he is really connected and has gotten rid of that ball so quickly.
Montoya, the big senior tight end on the right side over here. Now they're going to go up under center and go almost with a wishbone look as whistles sound, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Geary's. 3:08 to go in the first quarter. Academy knocking on the door, but no score. This is Lovington football on KZOR. Back in 1 minute. Back out of the timeout as the Academy Chargers knocking on the door. 3rd down and 1 to go. 3:08 to go here in the first quarter as Academy takes the timeout. They're going to come out and go the jumbo package from the 4-yard line. 3rd and 1. Under center this time is Rivera. Now he's going to move guys over into the tight end positions. Still the deep back is going to be Martinez. And just going up and in through the middle is Rivera. And did he get any? Yep, that'll be a false start on Academy. So move them back 5 yards. Their second penalty for 10 yards. So it goes from 3rd and less than a yard to 3rd and about 5.5. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. And Dawn, I may need you to take over here in just a minute. Apparently we're having some problems up with our Tatum stream.
Okay.
So Max, if you could just tell Tiff, I will get to it when I can.
3:04 left to play in this first quarter, by the way. Still scoreless as Lovington's first possession, beginning of the game, stalled out. And now Academy has had possession of this ball for quite a long time after forcing the punt by Lovington.
Yeah, they're on about a 5.5-minute drive. Fake the handoff as Rivera rolls, throws it to the right corner and into the end zone, as that'll be a touchdown for the Academy Chargers. as that one was completed to Jansen Choi. And so good from 7, make it 8 yards out, and it'll be a touchdown for Academy, and they take the early 6-0 lead. So the point after to come.
Took quite a while for either team to get on the board.
Yes, it did. So the point after to come. Academy with the early 6-0 lead, helped by a big roughing the kicker penalty. And the snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 2:58 remaining here in this first quarter of play. Academy 7, Lovington yet to get on the board. Back in a minute here on KZOR. The Academy Chargers take it down the field, aided by a Lovington roughing the kicker penalty, and they score on an 8-yard toss to Choi from Rivera. The point after is good, and with 2:58 remaining here in this third quarter, or rather in the first quarter, it's Academy in the lead 7-0, and so the kickoff, it's a high line drive, and that one is going to get into the end zone before it goes out of bounds. Or nope, it bounced out before there, so Lovington can either make them re-kick it or take it at the 35-yard line.
I think they would just take it at the 35.
Yeah, I would think they probably would. And it looks like that is exactly what they're going to do. So Lovington football, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Again, Dawn,
yes.
if you could kind of help me out a little bit here. I'm still trying to, nope, they're going to make them re-kick it.
Ah, interesting. Okay. So Lovington is thinking they'd like to have a chance to run it back if possible, or even, get a little bit deeper into territory, into Academy's territory.
Well, absolutely.
So we will see what happens. So far, the kicks in this game by Academy have been kicked away. Not high kicks, kind of low, sort of line drive kicks. We'll see what happens with this one as Conway back. He does put a bigger boot in it this time, and this one looks like it is going to be caught.
And O'Gean will get it at the 10, brings it out to the 20, 25 to the 30, is going to be met as he crosses the 30 to about the 35-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Cats, pretty much where they would have had it if they'd have taken the penalty.
Sure, but, if you are a coach, you think you want to try to do better, give your team a chance to do something positive, for themselves. This is where they would have been, but they had an opportunity to do better, but they could have done worse as well. So it's a wash.
Well, certainly could have. And again, I'm still kind of working on our Tatum broadcast here, Dawn.
Okay.
So if you could kind of help me out a little bit.
2:49 left to play in this first quarter. 7-0, with Gateway leading. Lovington with the ball back from the shotgun. Aranda back, hands it off to Cardenas. Cardenas is just going to get a few yards. Let's see where they're going to spot that, as Gateway was pretty quickly through the line.
About a 5-yard gain there, it looks like, for Cardenas. So, and Max, if you would pass it on to Tiff, I think I've done just about everything I can do on Allen and Tatum. So we'll see what happens. So 2nd down and 5 now for the Wildcats as they get it just shy of the 40-yard line. 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. They trail by 7. Twins left, Twins to the right. Send a man in motion. That's Gonzalez. Back to pass. Aranda has time. Now he's going to be flushed. Goes right. Looks downfield. Throws it up and almost completed, but just a little bit out of the reach of Anson Marquez. Incomplete. That'll be 3rd down and 5.
So close. Anson was stretching out, trying to get that last half step that he needed to be able to catch and control that ball. Just was not meant to be, but maybe this down. They're running out of downs again. This is an important time. Lovington's to try to go ahead and convert.
I understand the passing game and wanting to keep Academy honest, but if you're getting 4, 5, 6 yards of carry in the rushing game, and that's about what they're doing, I'm not sure I ever get away from that. So 3rd down and 5. They're going to split trips to the left. Had a single man up to the right. Cardenas in the backfield with Aranda from the shotgun. Ashton looks to pass. Comes near side, pressured, throws it off the back foot, puts up a wobbler. Holguin somehow corrals it at the 38-yard line inside of Academy territory and moved the chains. 1st down, Cats.
He bounced it like a baby 3 or 4 times before he really had control of it, but he did when he stepped out of bounds. So nice reception and a good way to hang on there by Holguin.
22-yard completion for the Wildcats from Aranda to Holguin, and that's the first down of the ball game for Lovington.
Let's see if Lovington can just keep rolling. Caught fire here.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left, tight end, and actually 2 backs in the backfield this time with Aranda. Calls it out, hands it off to the fullback. That is Cardenas. Bounces off one, gets away from him, bounces off a second, gets inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. Going to be very close to a 1st down. Big running out of the fullback position that time instead of the halfback for Cardenas. A 9-yard gain officially, and it'll be 2nd down and less than a yard for the Cats.
It's really hard to bring him down, and many teams have found that this season.
So 2nd down and less than a yard as we click down to 1 minute remaining in a fast-moving first quarter. Lovington going to go with the 2 backs in the backfield look again with twins to the right. Aranda with Cardenas on his right shoulder. Hand it to, it's going to be Aranda, keeps it himself on the keeper. He crosses the 25 and leaps out across the 20 out to, they're going to say right at the 20-yard line. It'll be 8 yards on the keeper as the fake got everybody to bite, including me. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats inside the red zone.
Great, and it feels like finally Lovington has hit the ignition switch, right? And that they're moving, and now let's hope it's hard to stop them.
So from the Now Pharmacy red zone, 1st down and 10 right at the 20-yard line. Twins right, 1 to the left. Still split backs in the backfield for the Wildcats. Aranda waits on it from the far hash mark. Fake the handoff to Holguin. Ashton comes near side. Looks, fires, going, and overthrows Marquez again out at about the 10-yard line. Wasn't under a lot of pressure that time.
He was. It was Michael Hewlett bringing the heat on him. So let's see. It's going to be 2nd and 10. But Lovington in much better field position than they've had all game. 2nd and 10, and it'll be Aranda looking, gets the play from the sideline, has a word with his team, and he's going to be back in the shotgun.
So he goes from the shotgun once again, split backs in the backfield once again. Take the handoff. Aranda wants it all, goes across the middle and overthrows his intended target. Trying to get out there and get it was Matthew Garcia, but not able to hold on. So incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Oh, these almost receptions have just been so tough to watch because they're just about half a step off. However it is, either a little overthrown, a little underrun. However it is, it's so tough to watch.
So now it'll be 3rd and 10 for your Lovington Wildcats.
Really
don't want to stall out.
Nope. Lovington has had some games this season where they get to a point and they do stall, and a lot of times it's been on this 3rd down. It's a tough one for them sometimes.
So 3rd and 20, trips to the left. Now they're going to make Cardenas a 4th receiver to the left side. Good snap. Aranda handles it. Pressured, throws across the middle and almost picked off as
it was meant for Cesar Gonzalez.
Yeah, it was leading Gonzalez a little bit far, but almost got picked off there by Jawan Choi.
Yeah, by number 4.
So now it'll be 4th down for the Wildcats. Aranda just 1 of 6 for 22 yards. And I think the Cats have to go for it on 4th down this deep in Academy territory.
I think so. This deep in the territory, 10, even 10 yards back, maybe a different decision. But here, I think so.
So the Cats going to go for it on 4th down and 10. As Aranda waits the snap. Now he's going to split out Cardenas wide to the left, way wide to the left side. Single receiver to the right, 4th and 10. Aranda with it. Pressure comes. Lets it fly just as he's hit. Goes for Marquez in the end zone, and Anson can't hold on to it in the far right side of the end zone. Incomplete and over on downs to the Academy Chargers.
So tough again, so close, half a step more, hands on the ball. All of these almost receptions, they've gotten a hand or hands just barely on the ball. So Lovington's got to just find a way to dial that in a little bit tighter. Of course, some of this is because of the defensive pressure coming across, being put on Aranda and rushing him just a little bit.
So it'll be Academy football, 1st and 10 from their own 20. They lead 7-0. 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So now it'll be Rivera and his squad back out. Rivera 4 of 7 for 45 yards.
Maybe the defense can shake the ball loose. We could sure use a turnover about right now.
Yes, we could. Rivera from the pistol formation. Martinez is the deep back with him. Tries the hard count, and they're going to...
Did they jump?
They're going to call, nope, false start on Academy.
Uh-oh.
So their third false start penalty for 15 yards. So move them back 5. It'll be 1st down and 15 from the 15.
Get it.
So 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. 15 seconds to go and a 7-point lead for the Chargers. Twins left, 1 receiver to the right. They've got Montoya in at tight end. And, we've got another move in the backfield. They're not going to call that one. Fake it, throw it across the middle, and that one is going to be incomplete as he was leading Spiegel trying to get to him.
Excellent coverage by Cesar Gonzalez on that.
Incomplete, and so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter.
It'll be 2nd and 15.
Well, we've got a flag on the play, and we've got pass interference, I think, on the Cats.
Okay, so I guess maybe he hit him just a little too soon.
I guess so, and so let's see where they're going to march it off to. Might be a defensive hold, and it will be passing. Nope, it'll be holding. Defensive holding on Lovington. So a 10-yard penalty on the Cats. Way too many penalties already. 4 penalties, 45 yards. And so now it'll be 3rd down or rather replay 1st down. So 1st and 5. Twins left, 1 to the right. From the 25-yard line. Handed off. Martinez hit at the line and driven backwards. Might have gotten a yard out of it. But a great job by the Cats coming up and getting the initial hit. Patrick Sanchez and Lizardo too.
Yeah.
So a 1-yard gain for Martinez, and that will end the first quarter of play. So with the second quarter getting ready to start, it is Academy 7, Lovington nothing. Back in a minute on KZOR. After a quarter of play, Academy leading Lovington by a score of 7-0. On TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium, Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Urlacher Field. Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 for Academy as we start this second quarter of play. Lovington has got to clean up the mistakes. Too many in that first quarter. Bunch everybody in tight for the Chargers. Deep back is Martinez. Rivera waits on it, gets it. Pitches it on an end around. That one didn't work quite like they planned, and moving might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give, that was Connell again, a yard on the play. Wow, generous spot. They give him 2 yards on the play, so now it's 3rd down and 2. Connell on that little end pitch has a couple of carries for 6 yards. So now an important 3rd and 2 for the Wildcats. The defense has got to stop them here. So the Chargers going to come back out on 3rd down and a long 2. Bunch everybody in tight. And up under center is the quarterback, Rivera. 3 backs in the backfield with him, almost a modified wishbone look. Hand it off and going over the left side. And wow, a generous spot as the side judge going to give him 4 yards on that. As the handoff goes to Martinez, who's going to get 4 on the play, and it'll be a 1st down for Academy, their 5th of this first half. So move the chains, and the ball spotted at the 31-yard line. And from up here, Dawn, it looked like they'd gotten him shy of the 1st down yardage, but they gave him pretty good forward progress.
Yeah. The benefit of the doubt, I think, is what I call it.
So from the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Chargers. They're going to keep the jumbo package in. Rivera up under center. Hands it off, and the ball is loose, and it is picked up by the Wildcats as Olguin's got it. We've got a flag on the play as they handed it to Choi, who got a couple of yards on it but fumbled it out. The flag will determine a lot. There's 2 flags on the play. One's a marker, I think, for the fumble. The other's a flag. Is Lovington going to send the offense in, but are they going to say both those are just markers? They're just going to say markers.
Picked up the flags, and they're
they did. So it'll be Lovington football as Choi fumbles it away. And so knocked away by Lozardo, and so the Cats get a gift, 1st and 10 from the Charger 25. Aranda low snap, pitch it to Cardenas. Going left side, crosses the 20 to the 15 to the 10, cuts it back to the 5 and into the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. On Dallas Cardenas from 25 yards out, and the Cats are on the board.
That is one of his patented zigzag runs into the end zone.
Definitely needed that one, so the point after to come. The Cats immediately turning a turnover into a touchdown.
And the success of that, it was because it was a very quick pitch out to the left. There was no time, no wasted time. Cardenas got it on the run. He already had a 3 or 4 yard, head start when he picked up the ball, and he was that much ahead of the defense, and that gave him
Cardenas on to do the kick, and good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and on Dallas gets the touchdown. Pardon me, that wasn't on Dallas. That was Lucas Contreras. Welcome back, Lucas. I just saw the 3. So Contreras boots it through, and with 10:20 remaining here in the first half, we are all tied at 7 apiece. We'll just keep it right here. Say a big thanks to the good folks at Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, Lee County Electric Cooperative, also Bob's Thriftway, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Devon Energy, and Now Pharmacy, making Wildcat football possible here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Of course, it's because of those folks. We don't charge anything to watch your kids and teams play. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Remember, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, one subscriber gets $100 of my money. It's coming out of my pocket, not the sponsors, not the station. I'm going to pay it myself, so we need to get to 1,000 because that money's burning a hole in my pocket, and it's uncomfortable.
Once again, Cardenas showing how quick he is. He can turn on a dime, stop, change directions, and pick his way through the field into the end zone. Beautiful run.
So Cardenas will come out, Contreras will come out to kick it away for the Wildcats, all tied at 7. 10:20 to go in the first half. Maybe that's what Lovington needed to kind of get their offense and defense jump-started. It's actually going to be Jose Ornelas who's going to spot the ball at the 40. So Ornelas on to kick it away here. So the Cats showing a little life here after having some problems in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a little slow to get going, but maybe they have, again, sort of reignited, and they can keep this momentum moving forward. Yeah, this is interesting. I think this is the first time this season we have, is it one of the few times Ornelas?
I think this is maybe the second game he's done the place kicking on kickoffs, and it'll be an onside kick, and that one is going to be swarmed under, and the ball pops loose, and the Cats have it. Cats have it. A beautiful kick by Ornelas, and coming out with it is Matthew Garcia. The Cats get the onside kick. Coach G rolls the dice. Lovington football at the Charger 48.
Well, that was beautifully executed. So now we know why, Ornelas was ready. I was actually worried that it would go as far as it needed to be considered.
I think that's what they're talking about. But
yeah,
once
so.
Academy touches the ball, if they touched it first, it doesn't matter if it went 10 yards.
Yep, they're going to say it.
And I think Academy did touch it before it went 10 yards, but once they touch it, it's a live ball.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
fair
Lovington
game.
Football. From the Charger 48-yard line, Coach G rolls the dice and gets the ball back for his O. I like the aggression on that one.
Oh, yeah, nice call and well executed.
Put your foot on the gas and keep it there. From the pistol this time, Aranda a little bit closer to the line. He's got three guys bunched in wide, or rather near side, right side. Pitch it to Cardenas. Comes near side, gets a block coming and crosses the 45 and just absolutely depletes number 22, Landon Martinez. That's only a 4-yard gain for Cardenas, but I have a feeling Martinez is going to think twice before he goes up to challenge again.
Yeah, he was trying like heck to get over and have some room to turn the corner and go forward. Instead, he just really had to run. He got positive yardage out of it, so we're okay.
From the 44-yard line, 2nd down and 6. 10 minutes remaining here in this first half of play. Lovington going to stack the receivers on the left side this time, keep them in tight. Cardenas is the deep back from the near hash mark. Pitch it to Cardenas, going left side. Gets a block from Aranda. Now going to reverse his field. Coming back to the near side. We've got a hold in the backfield. And this one will be coming back on Dallas. Ran about 40 yards for a 2-yard gain. But it's all going to be for naught as Brennan Garcia decided he was going to use number 55, Michael Hewlett, as a recliner. And so a 10-yard holding penalty on the Cats. Their 5th penalty for 55 yards.
Wow.
Yikes. And that's 10 yards from the spot, and it happened in the backfield.
And that couldn't have felt good because Cardenas was in the middle of a sandwich with Dalton Lee on one side and Ketis Connell on the other.
So it happened, well, they're going to say right at the line, so move it back inside Lovington territory to the 46-yard line. So now it'll be 2nd down and call it 15. Yeah, we'll call it 2nd and 15 for the Wildcats back in their own territory. So too many penalties, 5 penalties, 55 yards, and they have cost the Cats dearly in this first half. Academy with 3 men up on the front. Hand it this time and up the middle. That is going to be Olguin, and he is back inside Charger territory across the 45, back down to about the 42-yard line. He's going to pick up 5. That's
Jawan
10.
Choi.
Yep, he picks up 12. So Olguin on the 12-yard gain gets the penalty back, and now it'll be 3rd down. Penalty back and a little more, so now 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. As Olguin going to check out this time on Dallas. Cardenas goes back in. 9:20 remaining, first half. Lovington trying to take advantage of the recovered onside kick. So now they're going to bunch him up on the right side. Send a single man out wide to the right. That is Thompson. Cardenas, the deep back, hand it to on Dallas. Hit in the backfield and just rugs his way forward. Going to pick up about 2. He goes mano-a-mano with Isaiah Rivera. He's listed at 5'8", 190. He looks a lot bigger than that. It'll be a 2-yard gain for Cardenas. And so G means go from the 40-yard line, 4th and 2.
Well, they didn't pull an onside kick and execute that well just to stall out. Let's hope they don't. And the whole intention was get that ball and get down and make it count with a score.
And they're going to put Olguin in the backfield this time as Cardenas is out with his helmet off. I think maybe he just maybe got the wind knocked out of him. Hand it to Olguin. Little stutter step. He's through and across to the 30-yard line. Choi gets him before he can make it even bigger than that. It'll be a pickup of 11 and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Gutsy call, gutsy run.
O'Gean brings a little different dimension. We've talked about this with Ochoa and Cardenas. Kind of like the old Giants, thunder and lightning back there. As Cardenas is just the big bruiser, and Ochoa with a lot of speed. He hadn't played tonight. O'Gean, though, with also that kind of second gear.
Yeah, he's got that impulse speed, what I call.
So they're going to keep O'Gean on the right shoulder. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line inside Charger territory. Hand it to O'Gean, and he slips away from 1 and 2. Crosses the 20. Splits a man to the 10. Still on his feet to the 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 29 yards. Alec O'Gean to the house. And the Cats convert on the onside kick and take the lead 13-7.
Well, O'Gean showing his own brand of quickness right there. That was another beautiful run. He was ahead. He slipped away from what looked like an almost sure tackle by two of Gateway Academy's guys.
Rivera had a hand on him.
Yeah.
But he slipped him out, and then it was a foot race from there, and then he slipped through 2 Academy would-be tacklers down around the 10. So on to attempt the extra point will be Lucas Contreras out of the hold of Alec O'Gean. Alec may need to give himself a minute to breathe. And the snap is good. The kick is partially blocked, but goes under the crossbar. No good. So the blocked PAT. And so with 7:49 to go here in the first half, Lovington 13, Academy 7. Back in a minute on KZOR. Off an onside kick, Alec O'Gean takes it 29 yards to the house. The point after is no good. And with 7:49 to go in the first half, Lovington finally showing a spark. They lead this one 13-7 over the Academy Chargers. Big district game for the Cats. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Wildcat Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the blue turf at Brian Urlacher Field. And Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing tonight. So, have a feeling no onside this time, as Lucas is going to be out there to boot it away.
Right.
But Lovington used that to their advantage. So Contreras comes up, puts the boot into it. It's a high end-over-ender. Going to be fielded back at the 15, bringing it out to the 20, to the 22-yard line. Great coverage by the Cats. Got to be careful about that piling on down there as the return made by Roan McKinley. So 1st and 10 from about the 22, we'll call it the 22-yard line for the Academy Chargers. They trail by 6.
I like that high end-over-end kick that hung up there for a while. Gave Lovington a chance to really get downfield and be able to try to seal off that run and contain that return.
Not a lot of wind. Still.
Nope, still very calm.
And
just a little bit of a breeze.
Looking at right now, it says 67 degrees here at Wildcat Stadium. And the breeze not even enough to merely move the flags out there. So 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Academy football inside their own end of the field. Rivera back, high snap target as he was trying to get Spiegel, but just way overthrew him. Chasing down there with Spiegel was Marquez, incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
And by the way, just a note that Andales Cardenas just got off of the treatment table. They taped up his left ankle a bit. It's showing they took off his shoe, taped up the ankle, and taped it up the leg a bit, ending just above the ankle on the left side. But he's walking it off. It looks fine. He's not limping, so hopefully he'll be able to go back in. We'll see.
Hopefully so. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Academy. as Rivera with Martinez in the backfield with him. 4-receiver set, twins left, twins to the right. Taking all the time in the world. He'll get it with 2 seconds left on the play clock. Steps up in the pocket, throws it underneath, finds a little soft spot in the Lovington zone, guns it in, and that one is complete.
Ben Montoya.
To Montoya, the big tight end again. It's good for 9 to Montoya, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. Montoya's second catch of the day. 54 yards on 10 tries for Rivera. 5 of 10 for 54 yards. So now an important 3rd down and 1. So look for, I'm thinking Martinez right up the gut. They bring everybody in tight, and they will hand it off. And a little bit of room, but wow, I'm not sure that he got enough. As the side judge on the far side was going to give him 4 yards on that, and then stepped it back right to the marker. The line judge near side has him short. It'll all depend on where the guys in the middle put him. And they're going to give him just enough for the first down. So they're going to give Martinez 2 yards, enough for the first down. 6th first down of the half for Academy. So up to right at the 32-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Chargers as we click down towards the halfway point of a fast-moving first half. Twins left, single receiver to the right. Rivera shotgun formation. Martinez is his deep back. Got Montoya on that right side. He is a weapon. Take the handoff, and it is going to be Rivera keeping it himself. And on the design quarterback run, keeps it himself and loses a couple of yards. No sack on that one because of the designed run, but he's going to lose, let's see, actually 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 12. Good job by the Cats not to fall for the fake. And I don't know, it almost looked a little like a busted play from up here.
Yeah, I couldn't tell whether – I had the same thought. I just wondered if it was a completely busted play or if somebody just missed their assignment. I don't know.
So 2nd down and 12, no matter how you look at it, for the Chargers. Ball back at their own 30-yard line. And we've got some discussion going on. I didn't see a flag anywhere. And we are going to have a flag, looks like. Yep, there was the laundry right at the line of scrimmage.
I didn't see what he signaled.
He didn't signal anything. He kind of made some arm movements that weren't a signal of anything and then picked up the flags. So, yeah, I don't know what the...
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery. He didn't signal the wave off either, so... All right, so it's like it never even happened. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 as now whistles sound. And what are we sounding the whistle for this time?
Here comes
the side judge.
Yep.
The line judge on the side. We still haven't gotten a signal on what
I think he's
before.
saying that they're not lined up, that they didn't spot the ball in the right place.
They're going to wave the play off.
Wow, they're replaying it?
They waved. I don't know why they would wave the play from before off, but they did.
Wow.
So, all right, it's like it never even happened. So we'll do 1st and 10 again. I am completely confused.
We dreamed it.
I guess so. I think we have video evidence of dreaming it, though. So back to pass as we get the 2-yard loss back instead of the 5-yard sack. So now it'll be 2nd down and 15. They're inside the 30, back at the 27-yard line. Under 5 to go here in the first half of play. Lovington leading 13-7. 4-receiver set from right at the middle of the field. Lovington shows blitz. Now they're going to back out of it. Thing about Rivera, he is a very patient quarterback. He'll be back to pass. Pressure comes, throws it underneath, and gets it complete. That was that Spiegel, 15?
Trying to see as he comes up.
It'll be it was 15, so Spiegel, it'll be a 1-yard completion to Spiegel, so now 3rd and 14.
You know, they have it on the board here as 4th and 15, and they call that
Yeah, it's 3rd and 15. I don't think Chief got the memo up here, Chief and Coach McCraw. So it'll be 3rd down and 14 to go. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Lovington's D trying to get the offense another chance. Twins left, one to the right. Deep back is Martinez. Not much running room for Academy. Lovington has been their best offense so far. Back to pass. Rivera throws it across the middle and tries to get Choi and knocked away at the last moment. Good coverage down the field there by Elijah Rivero. So incomplete, and it'll be fourth down and punt time for the Chargers. That was
nice
very
coverage.
Close as Academy kind of wanting the
they wanted an interference.
they wanted
call.
interference. It was close, but I think he got there right as the ball did, which is legal. This ref crew has called a fairly tight game so far as Olguin back deep to receive. They prepare to punt it away. High snap and gets it away this time. It is a boomer into the night sky as Olguin going to watch that one bounce, and it keeps bouncing all the way inside the 10 and finally going to be downed at the 5-yard line. Wow, as Ron McKinley raced down there and downed that one. Huge punt. That's a 70-yard punt. So now Lovington with 3:31 to go in the first half is pinned back at their own 5.
Yeah, most of that punt was on the ground.
It doesn't matter. It still goes as a 70-yard punt.
It's still a long one. And one of the assistant coaches for Lovington was shouting. He thought he saw a touch on that ball before. Nobody's listening, and it's not gonna change anything.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. As we click towards 8 o'clock here on Z94, KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington. Ashton Aranda from the 5-yard line will lead the Cats back out onto the field. Keeping everybody tight near side, single receiver to the right. Aranda rolls near side, pressured, looks, throws a wounded duck up into the sideline and
you're good.
Completed to one of the assistant coaches. And Ashton he's got to be careful when he does that. Make sure there's somebody at least in the general vicinity, because he was in the end zone when he tossed that, and you don't want to get flagged for intentional grounding, and because that would have been a safety. As it is, they're just going to call incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 5. Again, I think you hand the ball off here and try and get a little breathing room. Your rushing game's been very effective. You've got 119 yards on the ground in the first half so far to just 22 receiving yards. And they will hand it off to Olguin. Goes left side, is held up at the line a little bit, and then is going to fall forward to about the 9. It'll be a 4-yard pickup before he gets suplexed down over there by number 21. That was Ketis Connell. It'll be a 4-yard pickup for Olguin. Now it'll be 3rd down and 6. 66 yards on 4 carries for Olguin.
Yeah, that was a very tough tackle. It looked like his head came down first on the turf pretty hard.
Thank goodness it's the new field turf and not the old Astro turf. That stuff was like playing on concrete. I don't think we ever had that here at Wildcat Stadium. Twins left, Twins right. Single back in the backfield for the Cats on 3rd and 6. Aranda rolls near side, looks, throws it, and Gonzalez can't corral it. It's thrown a little bit behind him. And so now it'll be 4th and 6 as the Cats passing offense non-existent as Aranda 1 of 9 for 22 yards and punt time for the Wildcats. Not able to get anything going on that possession.
Nope, but 2:31 left to play if Lovington's D can get out there and shake that ball loose.
Well, and they do have 3 timeouts still to play with.
Right, they can manage the clock and still come up with another score possibly.
I believe that's McKinley back deep to receive. Turn this way so I can catch your number, young
it's
man.
Number 22, I believe.
Number 22, so that's Martinez. Yeah. Good snap as that one is going to be popped up, and it's going to bounce at the 30 to the 40. And then it was touched, and it's a mad scramble for it at the 45-yard line. And they're going to say, that Academy got it as Jack Hubbard falls on it, but almost a gift for the Wildcats. Academy will have it with 2:21 to go here in the first half, trailing by 6 to the Wildcats. Of course, we'll have a lot to talk about in the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. And I bet Coach G is going to have a lot to say in the coaches' conversation. From the 39-yard line, it's a 30-yard punt, or rather from the 44-yard line, a 35-yard punt for the Wildcats. they'd like to get the ball back because Academy will have the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred. So from the 44-yard line, 1st and 10, back in the hands of the Academy Chargers. Deep back is Martinez. Lovington 4 men across the front. Hand it to Martinez. Hole up the middle. It closes after he gets about 3 yards. Lovington closed that one up quickly. And coming out from the bottom of that one is Hagen Lazardo. Big hit for Lazardo. And officially only a 2-yard gain. And so now it'll be 2nd down and 8. Lazardo doing a nice job coming up from his safety position and filling that hole quickly. That's what you've got to do on defense is stay in your lane. So now Academy going to come out. Twins left, Twins right. $1:45 to go first half. Lovington leads by 6. As Rivera waits the snap. He'll have it. Lovington blitzes. Is hit just as he lets it go and overthrows Choi. And
that was number 26. Rivero on him, tight but cleanly.
Yeah, it looked like he might have tried to reach out just before the ball got there, but no call on it. We'll take it. So now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Chargers. Chargers on the ground, 6'8", 3, only 13 rushing yards for the Chargers, just 55 through the air. So their offense has had its problems, but they still managed to get on the board. 13-7, though, Lovington in the lead. Twins left, Twins to the right. Martinez is the deep back. Rivera, good snap. A little bit of pressure, steps up, fires it across the middle, and he overthrows his intended target. I think he thought that Choi was going to continue to go up the seam, but instead he curled it in. So now it'll be 4th down.
And I think that was Carter Spiegel, number 16.
So Spiegel, 15, thank you. So Spiegel overthrown. So now it'll be 4th down and about 8. Watch for the fake, but the punt team is on. I'm not sure I don't try and come after this one. That punter with a whale of a leg, unless he can put it in the coffin corner, and he may try it. It'll be a touchback, and Lovington will have it at the 20. With about $1:20 to go in the first half. High snap, gets it, and will kick it away as going to be fielded as, oh no, O'Gean loses it out at the 12, but falls on it. So I think Alec was hearing footsteps there. So a minute 16 to go in the half. Lovington with all 3 timeouts and a 6-point lead. I think they've got time to run their offense, but they have got to find something in the passing game.
That was Alan Potts coming down and really threatening O'Gean there, but waving off once he recovered that dropped ball.
So from the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cats. The defense holds. Let's see what the offense can do. They're having a lot of success on the ground. Not much through the air, but they don't have a lot of time. Even with 3 timeouts, 4 receivers set. Academy shows blitz. Line holds up good. 42-yard line, a 30-yard completion to Garcia. Move the chains, 1st down Cats, and now the hurry-up offense is coming in.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Now Lovington goes into warp drive.
3rd 1st down for the Wildcats. Twins left, Twins right. Miranda with it, hand it to O'Gean up the middle, and he's going to cross the 45 to the 46-yard line as reaching out and grabbing Brody Whitaker saved that from being a huge gain. It'll be a pickup of 3 for O'Gean, 2nd down and 7.
Man, I could just see all that open blue in front of him.
Timeout taken by the Wildcats. 58 seconds to go in the first half. Lovington 13, Academy 7. We're back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, the Wildcats on the move and take the timeout with a 2nd down and 7 after a 30-yard completion to Matthew Garcia. With Don Morgan fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle. So the Cats still with 2 timeouts. They've got to be thinking score here only up by 6, and Academy will have the ball first to start the second half. They would really like to make this a 2-touchdown ball game.
Yeah, and I was just talking a little bit with Andales Cardenas here as he was walking it out. He has yet to go back in the game, and he said both his ankles really, they're both taped.
So you hope he's okay, but I think maybe you leave him out for the rest of this when you want him healthy for Portales next week. Trips right, one to the left. Olguin is the deep back with Aranda. From the near hash mark, plenty of time. Aranda throws it underneath. It is completed near side and getting out of bounds. Doing a nice job there is Angel Gonzalez.
Yeah, it was nice to see, a new receiver. Gonzalez hasn't been used very much, but that was effective. He's quick.
14-yard completion to Gonzalez. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats, and he did get out of bounds. That's the big thing.
Yep.
So from the 44-yard line inside Charger territory, 55 seconds remaining here in the half. Lovington on the march. From the near hash, trips right side. 4 receiver set. Time for Aranda. Steps up, comes down the seam. Wants Garcia. Has him inside the 20, down at the 15.
They got to get up.
And they are going to move quickly, so it'll be a pickup. Actually, down at the 11, it'll be 33 yards to Matthew Garcia, his second catch of the night. First down for the Cats, 1st and 10 from the 11. They're going to wind the clock. Lovington still with trips right side. Aranda with it, still with time. Comes near side, wants corner of the end zone, and leaping up is Garcia. Good coverage over there by Martinez. It'll be incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 11.
But it only took about a second off the clock.
And that's something that is a good thing. Garcia, 2 catches, 63 yards in the first half. So I'm not sure here. Lovington has tended to sputter out a little bit inside the Now Pharmacy red zone this season. But I'm thinking if you're getting right now good play from the line, extremely good play, I'm thinking maybe you hand it to Olguin and let him see what he can do up the middle. Twins left, twins right. Showing blitz, and they are going to fake the handoff. Ashton keeps it himself and gets crunched back at the 15-yard line.
Wow.
As trying to rip that ball away from him was Isaiah Rivera. He is going to lose. That is a 7-yard loss. So, ouch, that one hurts. And timeout for the Cats. We'll just keep it right here with 30 seconds remaining here in the half. Say a big thank you to Now Pharmacy, Devon Energy, Lovington Auto Supply. Of course, we got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bob Thriftway, our Bob Thriftway coaches conversation as well in just a couple of minutes. Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, and Stone Oilfield Services, making it possible for us to bring you Wildcat football here on Z94 and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel, Lovington Sports. It's easy, right there. You'll see the blue Wildcat logo. Just go ahead and subscribe, and it could win you $100 when we get to 1,000 subscribers. Don, maybe you should ask for subscribers. I seem to be running out of people who want to subscribe because I asked them to.
All right. I'll get my spiel ready. I'll have to work on it.
So it'll be 3rd, and they moved that one up a little bit. It's just going to be a loss of 5 on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and about 14 for the Wildcats with 31 seconds remaining here in this half. Lovington leading 13-7. Come out in a 4-receiver set. Twins to the left, twins to the right. They can get a first down, but they are thinking touchdown. Good snap. Ashton with it, has time, throws it, and looks like he was going on an out route. And his intended target, Thompson, ran the end, so it'll be incomplete in 4th and 14.
Well, with 27 seconds left, you're in this position. Go.
I'm thinking maybe, but I'm also, and it looks like what they'll do, you've got Lucas Contreras, and he's definitely got the leg to kick it. I'm thinking, that's about a 30-yard field goal from where they're set up. That is well within Lucas's range.
They are missing that 1 point from that blocked kick after that second touchdown. But
they are going to go for it, and they're going to go trips to the right side in a 4-receiver set. So G means go. Low snap, Ashton handles it, throws it to the near side, going to be complete to Gonzalez, and he is run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6, not nearly enough for the first down. It'll go over on downs to Academy. So now they're going to try and see if they can go with a hurry up, and they've still got 2 timeouts to play with in 20
seconds on the clock.
So Lovington over on downs for the second time this game. They're going to spot it at the 11 officially. First and 10 for Academy. I'm thinking maybe they take one shot down the field and then let it run out, because they will have the ball to start the second half.
Right, I think they'll go for a big play.
They may take a couple of shots here. They got to be careful, though. Lovington has dropped 3 guys back well behind the line. I think they're going to concede anything short, but nothing long. So Rivera, with his heels on his own 5-yard line, gets it back to pass. Pressured a little bit, throws it near side, has a man out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. That is number 3, Burdage. So he's going to have a 12-yard completion, and it'll be a first down for Academy.
And that
67.
Now the clock is running again.
Yep, and they will come back, throw it. Rivera to throw, comes near side to Burdage again, and it is knocked away at the last second by Olguin. So incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Not that that really matters. With 6 seconds to go, this will in all likelihood be the final play of this first half. An entertaining first half, to be sure. So a 2nd down and 10. Lovington leads 13-7. It's going to go up under center this time is Rivera, and he's just going to kneel it down and call it good. And so that'll be the end of the first half, as Lovington, with 13 unanswered points, has taken the 13-7 lead over the Academy Chargers here at Wildcat Stadium. Game 2 of the district season. Of course, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. But right now, we will take it to the sideline. Don Morgan and Coach G with our Bob Thriftway Coaches Conversation.
Yeah, Coach, just a little bit of a slow start tonight, but you guys came roaring back, able to get up by 6 here at halftime. What do you think about that first half?
We're going to have to make sure we take advantage of our snaps offensively, because they're trying to hold on to the football and take the air out of the ball, and so that the clock can wind a little bit right there. So we got to do a good job of maximizing our opportunities when we're on offense. And they're doing a good job of trying to slow the game down. So we just got to rally and go. We're running the football well right now. We've taken their football away. I really felt like we got a piece of that punt, but I don't get to make those decisions. But right now, really, really proud of our defense, and we just got to settle in and make plays offensively.
All right, big message at half.
Finish. Got to finish.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Don Morgan and Coach G, our Bob Thriftway Coaches Conversation. We will be back in 3 minutes for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. This is Wildcat Football on KZOR. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium here on Senior Night as the senior band member is being introduced and recognized right now down on the blue turf. High above Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols Brian Urlacher Field. Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. Our score here at the half, it's Lovington 13, Academy 7. Been kind of one of those back and forth games. Neither team able to get just a whole lot of rhythm going. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. For Academy, we'll start with them. Andres Rivera goes 7 of 16 for 67 yards. 1 touchdown, no INTs in the first half. That touchdown on an 8-yard toss to the corner of the end zone to Choi. So 8 yards. His leading receiver is actually Andres Grine. 1 catch, 23 yards for him. On the ground, the Cat defense has done a great job shutting down a fairly potent rushing offense, as right now their leading rusher is Landon Martinez. He's got 8 carries, but just 10 yards for him. Ketis Connell, 2 carries for 6 yards. Choi, 1 carry for 2 yards, but he fumbled on it, and Lovington turned that into a touchdown. And then Rivera with 2 carries, -5 yards. Lovington did sack him once. So 67 through the air, only 13 on the ground, just 80 total yards for Academy in that first half. They were whistled 3 times for 15 yards. They scored 7 points in the first, none in the second. That's how they get to their 7 on the board. They do lead in the first down category as they had 7 first downs. Turning the page for the Lovington Wildcats, Ashton Aranda goes 5 of 14 for 105 yards in that first half. No touchdowns, no INTs. At one point, though, Ashton was just 1 of 10 for 22 yards. He picked it up a little bit there towards the end of the half. Leading receiver right now is Matthew Garcia. He's got 2 catches for 63 yards. Alec Olguin, 1 catch, 22 yards. Cesar Gonzalez with a catch for 6 yards. And you heard Coach G in the coaches' conversation mention that, they had the running game going good. They certainly do. On Dallas Cardenas before he came out with a tweaked ankle, 7 carries, 57 yards, and 1 touchdown. That a 25-yard buster up the middle for Alec Olguin. He's not far behind. Actually, he's leading in the rushing category. 5 carries, 69 yards, including a 29-yard touchdown run where he just jetted through and got all the way to the end zone. Aranda, a couple of carries for just 3 yards for him. So 105 through the air, 129 in the first half on the ground, 234 cumulatively for the Wildcats. They got to clean the penalties up. 5 penalties for 55 yards. One of them a roughing the kicker penalty that kept a drive alive and ultimately turned into the Academy score. So they got to work on cleaning that up. They had 5 first downs in that first half. No points in the first, 13 in the second quarter. That's how they get to their 13 on the board. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and continue with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Wildcat Stadium. Lovington 13, Academy 7. Back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Hey, you know you're going to need that Napa Know-How for your car at some point. Well, talk to the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. They'll get you that Napa Know-How to keep that car running just like it should, year after year, mile after mile. Lovington Auto Supply, proud supporters of Lovington Wildcat Athletics. From high above Erlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf here on senior night as the band, the Big Blue Band seniors being recognized here at the half. So, you know, hats off to those young men and women. So, Napa Know-How keys to the second half, Don Morgan.
Lovington can continue to run the ball. They definitely, have had some success with that. But it would be nice to figure out the air game and to be able to use that offensive weapon as well against Academy. Maybe come in and surprise them that second half. That having been said, Lovington is maybe without the services of Dallas Cardenas in the second half. In talking with him on the sideline a little while ago, he was not very confident that he would be going back into the game in the second half. He said he just felt like he got hit a little bit late and on a play, and that he just kind of maybe felt something, a pop or snap, and I think just for good measure, they want to make sure that he doesn't injure it further during the second half of the game, and just evaluate it after the game and just go for treatment, as you said, try to be healthy for the Portales game. So that's one fewer, weapon, and a big one.
Yeah, it takes a bullet out of the gun, to be sure.
Yeah, in Lovington's offense.
Probably, with the current sensibilities, I probably shouldn't use that analogy, but yeah, that's going to be, something that the Cats are definitely going to have to look forward to. Sorry, someone opened my door, and my papers are now flying all over the place. Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right, though, on that. So going to be important for them to try and find a way to compensate on Dallas's loss.
Definitely, and he's certainly we don't want to. I don't want to spell gloom and doom there. I'm just saying that.
And we also don't really want to, and we don't want to speculate either.
True, so. Exactly. I'm just telling you what I saw, what I heard, yeah. and leave it at that, and not make an offer out of it. But
no.
We do want to say that Lovington, they're deep. They've got more than one receiver. They've got more than one guy who can run the ball well. And Lovington's a team that, when they're called on, guys can often step up and, come out of nowhere. And you say, hey, where's that been all season? And be pretty impressed. So I think the second half is just a good opportunity for Lovington to settle in. They kind of have just been – they have felt just a little tentative, back and forth, these teams just kind of sparring with each other. And it hasn't even really felt like a heavyweight fight. It's just not everyone has been able to get really good traction.
Is a good way to put it. Yeah. So, I think you're right. It'll be interesting to see. And, in my keys to the second half, the defense needs to keep up doing what they're doing, limiting the visiting Academy Chargers to just 80 yards in that first half, and just 13 on the ground from a team that does tend to run quite a bit. They've done a great job on pass defense. If they can continue to do that, don't give up the big plays. They haven't had one yet. The biggest play that Academy has had have been penalties on Lovington. Their longest play from scrimmage, 23 yards to Grind, that kept a play alive. But really, 3 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard, 4 yard. It's penalties that have kept a lot of drives alive and have kept the Chargers in this one. So defense, you got to keep up and continue to do what you've been doing. Of course, you hate to lose Cardenas, but you have to continue to run the ball effectively and efficiently. They've been doing that. They have Alec Olguin out there. I haven't seen a couple of names and a couple of numbers we haven't called tonight. Cameron Ochoa and Ryan Weiser. Haven't seen either one of those young men out there tonight, so I'm going to wonder if maybe they're not in uniform tonight. Maybe they're a little bit banged up. So you got to do that, and I think you're right too, Don. You've got to find a way to get the passing game and the air game going just a little bit. Again, Aranda at one point, just 2 of 10 for not a lot of yards at all, and that is very un-Lovington-like. Now, then you can credit a lot of that to good coverage down the field by Academy. We always try and give credit where credit is due. They've got to continue to find a way to do that in special teams. They've had a punt partially blocked. They've had a kick partially blocked. And it's usually Lovington that does that to the other team. They've got to, when they get the opportunities on special teams, not have penalties that get long plays called back, and they've got to find momentum and keep momentum. At least that's my thinking, Don.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. I was
sorry, I got you taking a drink or something.
I was actually making sure that I hadn't lost our score bug, that it was still there. So yes, we're good, ready to start this third quarter, and just say yes. I agree with what you said. The Lovington defense really has done yeoman's work in this game. They've only given up the 7 points very early in this game, and a chance to rest legs and bodies at halftime and come out and get ready to play another rough quarter
tough.
or two. Yeah, another half of this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can't forget what's on the line. If Lovington wins this game, it pretty much punches their ticket into the playoffs, because then they would finish ahead of the Academy Chargers no matter what happens, and Academy's record probably gets them into the playoffs. So Academy can't be taken without Lovington being taken, and Lovington would have to be the higher seed. So there is a lot on the line for the Cats in the second half, as the Big Blue Band has acknowledged their seniors and are coming off the field. As we like to say, the Big Blue Band wins every single halftime here at Wildcat Stadium.
This game an opportunity not only for the pink out and the cancer recognition, but also a chance for recognizing seniors, not just on the team, which will come after the game. The cheer as the Spirit seniors were acknowledged before the game, now the band at halftime, and then after the game, immediately after, it will be the senior players who were recognized and honored, and we will not get a chance to talk with Coach Gonzalez until after that is completely done.
So it will be a little bit of an extended post-game show here tonight, just FYI. And a heads up for that. As the Cats prepare to come back out onto the field, we will wrap up your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Get the Napa Know-How for your car from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes for the kickoff of the second half. Lovington 13, Academy 7. This is Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Lovington leading Academy 13-7 with Don Morgan Fieldside. I'm TJ Miracle, Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. Some other scores from other Lee County games tonight. The Jow Panthers complete a perfect regular season as they run the Hagerman Bobcats right out of Pantherville. They won that one 57-6. That game was called at the half. It is late in the second quarter at Watson Stadium in Hobbs, and the Hobbs Eagles all over Organ Mountain right now, 41-0 in that ball game. And I will try and get you a Tatum score as we can, as the Cats heading off the field and going to be kicking it off, of course, to the visiting Chargers, who won the toss and deferred. And a score update coming in from Tatum Logan. That game is tied at 6 late in the first half up in Tatum. So, all right, that's what we've got elsewhere around Lee County tonight. So the Cats, if they keep calling out the 50-50 drawing, I think I may go claim it, Don Morgan. Think they'd let me have it?
I think you better produce a ticket with the right numbers on it.
I don't think I can do that.
I don't think the band is going to share that easily, okay?
I don't think so. It's funny, we mentioned that, though. David Campbell, who helped us out for a couple of years when we first started doing Lovington all season, actually won a 50-50 drawing in Portales.
Oh, really?
And did he collect it? You bet he did. Yes, David, I'm telling stories on you. So... All right, the things we get into some days. 13-7 is the score. Wildcats in the lead as we prepare for the start of the second half. Lucas Contreras to kick it off. Cats will be moving from the south to the north here in this third quarter of play. Back deep to receive is going to be Martinez for the Academy Chargers. So Lucas will go up and he will boot it away. It is a high end over ender, and that one is going to go through the back of the end zone and out. 1st and 10 for Academy from their own 20-yard line. So time for the D to come out and see if they can do just what they did in that first half. But you got to think Academy has made some adjustments as well.
Yes, it will definitely be interesting to see what Academy brings on here.
Academy had some luck throwing little underneath routes, and especially to Montoya. He caught a couple of passes. If Lovington is going to give them a little room, they might choose to take that 4, 5, 6 yards a pass chunk.
But let's hope Lovington doesn't give them that room. We'll see. Yeah, they, especially on that first offensive drive, they were able to have some luck passing with that. He got rid of that ball very quickly, and just those short bullets and short gains.
1st and 10 from the 20. Rivera from the pistol formation. Martinez is the deep back. Hand it to Martinez, a little stutter step, and he's going to get about 2 yards. Lovington, though, takes the ball away from him. Ooh. Cats are moving back, but we've got a flag on the near side. Wow, what could they be throwing a flag on here? As that one just got taken away from Martinez, stripped out. They must have whistled him dead before the ball came out. So they're going to give him, they're going to give him 3 yards. So they whistled it dead before the ball came out. Lovington faithful under me are not happy about that. 2nd down and 7. Almost 3rd turnover of the game forced by the Cats.
We got robbed out of our own robbery.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Everybody bunched in tight. Hand it off, coming near side on the sweep is Martinez, and he's going to be across the 30 to the 31-yard line. He picks up 8. It'll be enough to move the chains for the first down before Gonzalez can bring him down. Longest run from scrimmage of the night for the Albuquerque Academy Chargers.
And he was motoring. If it weren't for that little trip tackle, he probably would have made a lot more yardage than that.
So 1st and 10 from the Academy 31, just underway here in the third quarter. 1 minute gone, and Lovington leading by 6, 13-7 our score. Everybody going to be bunched in tight once again from the middle of the field. Deep back is Martinez. They're going to hand it to Martinez. He's got a big hole up the middle. He crosses the 35 out to about the 38-yard line before finally bringing him down is Anson Marquez. It's a pickup of 7 on the play officially, and it'll be 2nd down and 3. 28 yards.
Well, this is looking way too easy for Academy on this drive.
28 yards on 11 carries, and we will not see on Dallas Cardenas again tonight. He's down, I notice, on the sideline, and he is in street clothes. So, and just a quick note, I was counting numbers on the sideline. Cameron Ochoa doesn't appear to be dressed out tonight either. So just a quick note on that. The Spiegels originally starts wide to the right. Now he's going to come back up almost into a tight end position. Fake the handoff. Rivera back to pass. Has time. Throws it across the middle, and that one is going to be batted away. Spiegel almost getting it, but doing a nice job to get it out of his hands is Gonzalez, because that almost disaster, but Gonzalez making a big play. Also over there helping out and was in the neighborhood was Hagen Lizardo to put a big hit on Spiegel should he have caught the ball. So now it's 3rd down and 3 for the Chargers.
That play took a long time to develop.
And time for Rivera to sit back and kind of survey how things were going. So a 3rd down and 3. Lovington would love to stop him right here. From the pistol formation, Rivera 3 yards behind the line. Claps the hands, gets it, hands it off, going right side. Huge hole again. And just blasting through is Martinez. He's going to pick up 6. And it'll move the chains again for the Chargers. 9 first downs in the ball game now for Academy, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and almost half of them have come in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's their second of the half. So 34 yards, 12 carries for Martinez. So they'll have it up at the 44-yard line. Still shy of midfield, clock still ticking. 9:20 to go in the 3rd. Again, they're going to keep everybody in tight. Lovington going to put, looks like 8 men in the box. Lovington jump, but yep, they're going to be offsides, trying to time it out. Or are they going to call false start on Academy? They are going to call false start on Academy.
It's a break.
As jumping there was Hewlett. I think he saw the blitz coming and flinched. That'll be the 4th penalty, 20 yards. They've all been of the false start variety for the Academy Chargers. So move them back 5 yards, 1st and 15 from the 39.
When you're Lovington, every little bit helps.
So 1st and 15 from the 39-yard line. And you'll let them have those little 2, 3, 4-yard gains when it's 1st and 15. Twins left, twins right. 4 receiver set from the shotgun this time is Rivera. Looks to pass, gets protection, guns it across the middle, and that one tipped away at the last minute. Good coverage down the field by number 25, Joshua Allen. So Allen does a nice job there knocking that one away. Kind of playing a little bit of center field there, but did what he was supposed to instead of, and I appreciate that about defensive back, Dons. Too many times they think, oh, I've got to get the glory. I want the INT.
Right.
And a lot of times it's going to be much better for your team, especially when the ball is that far over your head. If you can get a fingertip on it, deflect it, just do it. Don't go for the big play. Just go for the play you can make, and it'll turn out okay. 2nd and 15. Twins left, twins right once again, as Garris is in the slot on the right side. He's their leading receiver. Has only caught 1 tonight. Watch for him to try and get more involved. Good snap, Rivera with it. Puts it up, wants it all. Coming down the near sideline, and he has a man in stride. That's Spiegel to the 10, to the 5, and we are tied on the 61-yard touchdown strike as Spiegel got out there and outran his defender down the near side, and it is a touchdown for Academy. We're tied up now, Dawn.
Yeah, it definitely, you could just see that coming as, the arm, he dropped back and just cranked that, got ready to unleash it, and it flew.
I thought he'd overthrown him. Somehow Spiegel catching up to it. So now the point after to come from Gage Conway. All tied at 13, point after to come for Academy. Out of the hold of Rivera. Lovington going to want to come after it. High snap, it's put down. Lovington gets there but can't get a hand on it as it will fly up into the southeast New Mexico night and through with 8:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Chargers take the lead 14-13. Back in a minute as Wildcat football continues on KZOR. 30-yard drive that takes 3 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. It is capped off on a 61-yard touchdown strike from Andres Rivera to Carter Spiegel, and the point after is good, and that will give Academy the 14-13 lead back here at Wildcat Stadium. With Dawn Morgan patrolling Brian Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle. Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing, as the kickoff will come from Conway, and he boots that one high end over end, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And so Lovington with a decision to make, and I think Coach G probably going to make him re-kick it.
Well, he did in the first half.
So let's see what he opts to do here in the second. And, yep, they're going back as Coach G has an explosive tandem back there, and he knows it. He knows if Olguin can find a seam, he can slink through and be gone in a heartbeat.
Well, one option, when you choose to have him kick it again, you give your team a chance, to run it back or to get really good yardage, on a run back, either take it in for a touchdown or not. If you just accept the results of the play, there is no chance. You're there. So I think he likes, again, when there's nothing to lose. I mean, the downside is simply, that goes out of bounds again. There is no downside to that, and he likes to take that chance, give his team a chance to do something good.
And it is a 5-yard penalty, so it will push him back to the 35-yard line.
Right. I mean, the downside, there's no downside for Lovington on it.
Oh,
That's
no, you're absolutely right. No downside at all. So move them back 5 yards and make them kick it again. That is their second kickoff out of bounds penalty. So Conway will put it back at the 35, and he'll put it in the middle this time to kick it away. And this one going to be a little pop-up. Going to go into no man's land and going to be fielded at the 25. Coming near side to the 30, 35. That's Thompson across the 40 to the 45-yard line. So it winds up being about a 10-yard net gain for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. They trail by a point. 14-13 the score. So Lovington football, time for the offense to get things back. Spotted at the 44 officially inside Wildcat territory.
Now Lovington, the offense caught fire a couple of times in that first half, and that resulted in 2 touchdowns. So if they could just light the match here and get going, then maybe it stays lit for the whole second half, and they can not only come from behind, but stretch it out.
Bunch everybody into the right side. Single back in the backfield is going to be Olguin. Aranda clamps the hands, gets it, hands it to Alec on a sweep right side. Got some room across the 50 to the 40, to the 45, to the 44-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain for Alec Olguin, and move the chains. First down, Cats.
This is what you'll like to see. Maybe getting that engine going and revving it up and heading for the end zone.
You're going to tell the clock to keep moving. So from the 44-yard line, first down for the Cats. 44 inside Charger territory this time. Cats moving from the south to the north. Single receiver out wide to the right side. Deep back is Olguin. Pitch it to Olguin. Going to try the sweep left side this time. Olguin gets away from one. Cuts it back across the 40 and up to about the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 for Olguin. 2nd down and 4. And I like this. If you're getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards a carry, don't even bother putting it into the air.
That's right. Just keep rolling. It'll keep the chains moving.
Which is what you want to do. And again, with Cardenas out, no Cam and Ochoa tonight. It's all going to be on Olguin, although they do still have Weiser. I saw him on the sidelines, and he's going to split out wide to the right. Nope, they're going to put him in the slot right side this time. Empty set in the backfield. Aranda to throw on 2nd down and 4. Hits it. Nope, he takes it himself. Up the middle, big hole across the 35 to the 30. Still on his feet as he goes inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 11 for Ashton and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
I like the call. I think that this is only the second design quarterback keeper of the game, and I think it took Academy by surprise, and Aranda can be extremely effective with that.
Spread him out and took it up the middle. Good blocking up front by the big boys. Oh, they're going to put Weiser in the backfield this time with Ashton. Twins to the right, one to the left. Hand it to Ryan on the right side. Sweep. Takes it east-west. Now he'll turn it up. Bounces off one inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Weiser on the 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And they're going to give him forward progress for 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
We'll take it.
2nd and 6. As Ryan will stay in, as O'Gean goes back in. Coming off is going to be Cesar Gonzalez. A little confusion on who's supposed to be where. Plenty of time
Right
on the
now,
play clock.
I
As
think Thompson's going to come out. No,
So-
that is Joshua Carrasco coming out.
So Carrasco
And
will.
Cesar staying in.
So Carrasco checks out. Be a 3-receiver set with Twins to the left side. Split backs in the backfield, Weiser and O'Gean. Aranda waits for it. 2nd and 6, and Ashton keeps it himself. Goes over the right tackle, then comes back up the middle. Only going to get about a yard out of that one as the hole's closed up, and then the hole's shut down on him. Tackle going to be made by Sam Franco. 1-yard gain for Ashton, so now it's 3rd down and 5. So an important 3rd and 5, 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Lovington trailing by a point, 14-13. This is not where you want to stall out. And again, Coach G being very aggressive will probably go for it. Maybe saving Lucas Contreras, the senior place kicker, who's got the leg for 45. Maybe saving him for later. Twins to the right side. Hand it off. Coming near side. Weiser again crosses the 20. Gets away from a man inside the 15 to the 14. Still on his feet. And finally they're going to whistle him dead down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards for Weiser and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats.
Nice gutsy run. He just stayed on his feet and kept going.
And Ryan is going to check out this time after he got stood up and repeatedly
Wanged on
by Brody Whitaker and Michael Hewlett. And also that was Isaiah Rivera. He took on the line and did a pretty darn good job there.
It's
so
called, putting your body where your mouth is.
From the Now Pharmacy red zone, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Showing blitz, hand it off. O'Gean leaps over a man as he slides down, but we're going to have a penalty on the play. You cannot jump over him like that. Can't do the hurdle, and it'll be on Lovington. So they're going to call the penalty on the hurdle on the Cats. Even though I don't think he was hurdling to try and get away from him. He was hurdling, trying to keep from
kicking him.
But
doing more damage.
a 10-yard penalty on the Cats, and that'll move them out of the red zone and back outside the 20 to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20. So that is the 6th penalty on the Cats for 65 yards. So now 1st and 20 from the 23.
Yeah, the Cats cannot afford to just stall out here. They need to keep it in D for drive.
Yes, they do.
Or O for offense.
Everybody going to be bunched in tight. It'll be Garcia by himself to the left. Split out. O'Gean, he's going to come left side. So a man to the left, a man to the right. Rolling near side is Aranda, just going to tuck it, and he will scamper out of bounds up at about the 20-yard line. They're going to say at the 21, so just 2 yards on the rollout for Aranda. So now it'll be 2nd and 18. So 2nd and 18, 4:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Cats would hate to get in here and stall out. They trail by a point, 14-13. They can get a 1st down without a touchdown. The 1st down stick up at the 3-yard line. Twins left, Twins to the right from the near hash mark. High snap, handed to Weiser. Gets a good block, but then is tripped up as he gets back to the line. And
that was big number 71.
Yeah, it was, as Spencer Lyon got the hand on him, and no gain for Ryan that time. And it's 3rd down and 17. Make it 3rd and 18. So you know the Cats are going to go for it as Alec O'Gean will check back in. I think they need to go for it.
They're keeping Angel Gonzalez and bringing Cesar Gonzalez out.
All right, so they're going to bring Angel in. So it'll be 3rd down and 17 for the Wildcats. Make it 3rd and 18 from the 22-yard line. Split out Weiser wide to the right side in a 4-receiver set. Throwing underneath to Olguin on the screen. He's got it at the 15. Looking for a block. He gets it to the 10, to the 5, and stretching out is he in. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. 22 yards. Ashton Aranda completes it to Alec Olguin, and the Cats retake the lead by a score of 19-14.
He got a nice block, and I didn't see exactly. I wonder if that was the Boscas or Herrera on that. It really was a good block that helped spring him free, but that was still a nice run. He had to do the work.
Yes, he did, as the little over-the-middle screen to Olguin. Get it in the hands of your skill players and let them run.
It was almost a volleyball spike as much as it was an overhead, little screen pass. That thing was a bullet.
Yes, it was. And so the point after to come, Lovington is going to go for 2 to try and get the points back. Aranda with an empty set in the backfield. Trying to get it to a full touchdown. Picks it up off the turf. Is going to come near side. Now he's going to roll to the left, looking for somebody to spring free as he will toss it a bullet, and it is incomplete in the right corner of the end zone. So 3:07 to go, but Lovington's offense answers and retakes the lead, 19-14. We got a good one. Don't miss a minute of it. We're back in a minute on KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Thank you, sir. 1 minute. Excuse me. Okay. It's a 56-yard drive for the Lovington Wildcats, capped off by a 22-yard touchdown strike from Ashton Aranda to Alec Olguin. The point after is no good, and with 3:07 remaining here in the third quarter, Lovington 19, Academy 14. With Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing, Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf at Urlacher Field. I'm TJ Miracle. Lucas Contreras will tee it up at the 40. As now it's time for the Lovington defense to see if they can step back up. Cats are back up by 5. So Lucas will come up and he will kick it short this time, coming and fielded at the 25 by one of the upmen who loses it.
He fell back on it.
He did fall back down on it, as that was number 84, Andrus Grine, and he was tapped down, and going over there and saying stay down is Roan McKinley. So pretty good field position. Call it at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for Academy from there, from their own 26.
Could have been worse for them, but still, it pins them back pretty good.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Academy from the 26-yard line, their own 26. Lovington a 5-point lead, 19-14. Had some trouble with the extra points tonight, but they have the lead on their 3rd touchdown of the night. So now going to try and shut down Rivera and company if they can. It was the big play we talked about that got them back in the lead, 14-13, a 61-yard play to Spiegel, and he's going to be in the slot near side as timeout going to be taken by Coach Garris. So we'll just keep it right there. I think some confusion on what they wanted to do, so we'll just keep it right here as the Wildcats up 19-14. And how's the feeling on the sideline, Dawn? Is there a little more energy down there?
Yeah, a little more. I think they're definitely, it's not the excitement of a successful, drive, but they did get some points on the board. But they know that everybody can look at that scoreboard and realize it's just a 5-point difference, and Lovington has got to really work on getting the ball back and getting another score in, because they're trailing, and it's not going to be they're definitely down by a touchdown, and there's no way they can get back or get tied without scoring again. And I think that I just hope that this game doesn't come down to those missed points after.
Well, you certainly would hope not, as so far, I mean, they're missing 2 of them up on the board. As Academy will come back out, they'll be in a 3-receiver set. They're going to send trips to the right side. Single back in the backfield is Martinez with Rivera, and they've got Montoya tight end on the left. So the crowd kind of quiet too. You wouldn't think so with the go-ahead touchdown happening, but all right, 1st and 10 for the Chargers from their own 26-yard line. Rolling near side, Rivera lets it fly. That one is tipped in the air, and he's trying to get Spiegel again. And I think that's a good thing that one was tipped, because Spiegel had gotten behind Garcia and also behind Patrick Sanchez,
yes,
number 28.
Sanchez Smith.
So incomplete, but luckily incomplete. Good pressure coming in. Forced him to maybe throw that one just a little, and I think maybe it did get tipped. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. And I think Coach Garris has seen, hey, maybe that's an option for us. So try it, and he did that time, and it would have been another touchdown had it worked. Fortunately for us, it didn't. So 2nd and 10, under 3 to go, 3rd quarter. Here on Z94, KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington. Rivera hands it off. Martinez starts it left, brings it back right. Nowhere to go, is hit behind the line, and he is going to be dropped. As that is Lizardo out from underneath the pile, and also Valentin Herrera. Nice job there. He's going to lose 3 on the play. Great job by the defense. 3rd and 13 now. So 3rd and 13 after the handoff to Martinez goes nowhere. Watch for him to run that little seam route here with Spiegel. They're going to come in a 4-receiver set. Trips right. 1 to the left from the far hash mark. 3rd and 13 for Academy. Deep back is Martinez. Rivera gets it. 3-step drop. Pressured. Throws it across the middle and is trying to get Grind, but the pressure gets to him before he can get it to Grind. He doesn't have enough time to throw it and set like he wants, and that's good for us. Good pressure by the 4 up front for the Cats. Incomplete, and it should be punt time now for the Academy Chargers, but watch for the fake.
Right.
We can be a little susceptible to that sometimes, as Olguin will go back to receive. I think he needs to back up about another 10 yards, but this punter for Academy, he can put the boot in it. It's a high snap, and he will get it away, and I think that one might have been partially blocked. It'll bounce and then take a Lovington bounce as it hits at the 40 inside Academy territory, then comes backwards.
I don't think it was
say
blocked.
To the 31, or just a bad kind of off the side of his foot.
Yeah, it just pooched off the side of his foot because he had to reach up and get that high snap, and just almost didn't get that kickoff at all.
So it winds up only flipping about 20 yards or less. They're going to spot it at the 39-yard line. About 18 yards on the punt. 1st and 10 for the Cats. Great field position at the Academy 39. 1:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lovington leading 19-14. Twins left, 1 to the right. Deep back is Olguin. Low snap, handles it, hand it to Olguin. Room up the middle. He's across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. 5 yards for Alec. 2nd down and 5. 1:45 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Lovington up 19-14. 92 yards.
Yep, 4 or 5 yards and a cloud of blue dust, and we'll take it.
Yeah, we will. 92 yards on 8 carries for Alec Olguin in this one. Still a long way to go. 2nd down and 5. Under 90 seconds to play. 3rd quarter. Send a man in motion over to the right tight end position. They'll hand it to Olguin. He'll go to the right side as he's hit from behind and is going to get a couple on it, but not more than that. Is good pursuit on that far side by Jack Hubbard, and I couldn't catch that other number. I believe that was also Grind. It'll be a 1-yard gain for Olguin, and so now it'll be 3rd down and 4. So now 3rd and 4 for the Wildcats. They will have to run one more play here in this 3rd quarter.
Clock is ticking.
Yes, it is. 45 seconds remaining in the quarter. Twins to the left. Single back in the backfield is Olguin. Probably a passing down here for the Wildcats. Low snap as Ashton has it. He'll take it himself. He's across the 25 to the 20. Cuts it back to the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Ashton Aranda with his feet 33 yards and make it a 25-14 ball game.
And that was a beautiful run. You know, I mentioned earlier that that they've been susceptible to that quarterback keeper, as all 3 times on a design quarterback keeper, Lovington has been able to, make a lot of sunshine out of that.
And this one didn't get called back.
Yeah, exactly.
So Lovington, I think, is going to elect to go ahead and kick the point after this time. I think that is the right move. As Contreras is on, Olguin will hold it. Try and make this a 26-14. That'll make it a 2-touchdown lead. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good, but we've got a flag on the play. The question is, what's the flag going to be? So waiting on the call. And they're saying on Lovington. How can the back judge throw a penalty on Lovington? Well, let's see, and they're going to say field goal is good, but they're going to call personal foul after the play, actually on the Academy Chargers. So Lovington will move the ball up, I think. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty. They'll kick it 15 yards closer. I think this will be an onside kick time. So the personal foul on Academy with 27 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll just keep it right here. So I've got to think maybe they tried to do the climb the ladder thing there, Dawn, to get to it, because that is illegal if you go up and you push yourself off and then kind of climb up the back of a teammate. That is illegal. So I'm thinking maybe that's what the back judge saw there.
Could be.
That's about the only thing, unless something got said after the point after was good.
That's possible. That
is possible, too. No matter how you look at it, though, with 27 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, Lovington up by 12, 26-14. We are here tonight at Wildcat Stadium, final home game of the regular season. And we're here courtesy of our friends at Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Lovington Schools, Lovington Auto Supply, Devon Energy, and Nowell Pharmacy. Couldn't do it without their help and support. And that's how we get to bring you these games here on Z94KZOR, on the Z94KZOR app, on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe, by the way, to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Tell your friends and family to subscribe, Wildcat Nation. Need to get to 1,000 subscribers so this $100 will quit burning a hole in my pocket. I'm running out of pants here. Help me out. 1,000 subscribers, $100 will go to one random subscriber, so please subscribe. So on the personal foul, 15-yard penalty, it'll be spotted at the 45-yard line inside Charger territory. And this might be a time to think about another onside, Dawn.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
As Contreras is going to come up, and yep, he is, and it's going to bounce, and it bounces off of a helmet. It's a mad scramble for it down at the 28-yard line as both teams say they've got it. Who's got it? And they're going to say that Academy somehow comes up with it as big number 52, Alan Potts, the junior linebacker, somehow manages to get to the bottom of the scrum to get to that one.
Well, still,
but
it was
that
a good
one
try.
Bounced off the face mask of Jack Hubbard. And, yeah, I like that call there. So 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lovington up by 12, 26-14. Time for the defense to see if they can hold again. My guess is this will be the final play of the third quarter, as long as it's not an incomplete pass. As Academy going to keep everybody in tight. Rivera from the shotgun. Deep back is Martinez. Lovington with 7 men in the box. Got to watch for that little seam route. They're going to hand it to Martinez. A little stutter step as he is hit behind the line, falls forward. They are going to give him a yard. Great job by the Lovington defense on the far side to knock him down. Brennan Garcia leads the charge. 1 yard gain for Martinez, and it is 2nd and 9, and that will expire this third quarter. We've played 3 at Wildcat Stadium. It's Lovington 26, Academy 14. We're back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. Lovington leading Academy 26-14 in a game that could very well sew up Lovington a spot in the playoffs. You don't want to think about that yet, but we will in about 12 minutes of clock time. With Dawn Morgan on the blue turf at Urlacher Field, I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. So now a second down and 9 for the Academy Chargers as we start the fourth quarter. What's the feeling going into quarter 4 down there, Dawn?
I think sort of determination, not really grim, but gritty determination, a little bit of elation. They can kind of start to feel, that they've got a victory.
Trips to the right and one to the left as Rivera has his squad back out. Martinez is the deep back. Now he's going to put him in the slot over on the right side. As back to pass, Rivera pressured, hit as he throws it, puts it down the seam, and overthrows Grind, his intended target. They have had that play all second half, and it burned Lovington once. They've gotten away with it a couple of times, though. Incomplete, and now it's 3rd and 9. Lovington might want to think about putting an umbrella safety back somewhere, Dawn.
Sorry, I was making sure that the microphone was turned on here. I thumbed it down for just a moment.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9, an important 3rd and 9. Just underway, fourth quarter, Lovington up by 12. Academy going to keep swinging, though, and they have had those deep seam routes and the deep sideline routes. Watch for it here. They're going to put twins to the left and 3 receiver set. Deep back is Martinez. Might think about throwing a screen to Martinez, too. We hadn't seen that tonight. We know it's in their arsenal. Waiting on it is Rivera. He gets it. 3-step drop, fires it, and underthrown and almost picked off as jumping the route and doing a nice job. Gonzalez over there. So now it'll be 4th down and 9. Punt time for Academy.
Yeah, he pounded the turf in frustration. He could almost face that INT.
I was going to say, I think sometimes it's better when you don't do it because now you'll be able to get the ball and you'll be able to burn some time. Now, if he could get it and have the clear sailing, yeah, go for it. But eat some time. The clock is your friend, up by 12. Just underway here in this fourth quarter. Is Olguin back deep to receive as the punter for Academy awaits it, and it's a good one this time. Olguin going to chase it all the way back to the 20, and it'll bounce inside the 10, still rolling down to the 5-yard line.
Inside the 5, probably at the 4.
So that is going to be 50. That is a 62-yard punt, and yeah, they will spot it at the 4-yard line inside Lovington territory. That kid has got a whale of a leg.
Well, and it's also kind of the way he kicks that ball. It hits the ground, and it just keeps moving. It keeps back.
I'm reading a book, actually, right now about Jim Thorpe, who's still considered to be one of the best punters in the history of football, and that was discussed that you could hit it a certain way to make it go forward or backward or side to side. So I think this kid's got the forward part mastered. So Lovington with a long field from their own 4-yard line. 1st down and 10. They lead by 12. Deep back is Olguin. Hand it to Olguin. Goes right side. Gets across the 5 out to about the 6. It'll be a 2-yard gain. 95 yards on 10 carries for Alec Olguin in this one. So 2nd down and 8 for the Cats. And you got to think they're just going to take as much time as they can.
Sure, the clock is there for now.
Yes, it is. Checking into the ball game. Coming in is Josh Carrasco.
And coming out was Marcus Henderson.
So Henderson coming out as Carrasco goes in. Lovington down to just 10 seconds on the play clock as whistle's going to sound. Not sure what that's for. And so I don't know what's going on out there. There's no flag. Lovington had plenty of time to get to the line. And we still haven't seen a signal up to the booth.
No, they're not. They put the ball on the 6-yard line, and then they just kind of sat on it.
Yeah, and then they blew the whistle. So,
right.
All right, so Lovington's basically going to get a free 25 seconds out of this, which we'll take it. Trips to the right, one to the left, empty set in the backfield for the Cats. Aranda with it, takes it himself up the middle, crosses the 10, out to the 15, to the sideline, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 40. It's a foot race to the 50. He turns on the gear to the 40, to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. 94 yards. Ashton Aranda to the house.
On a quarterback keeper that, wow, turned into quarterback in the end zone dance.
That is 94 yards, the longest play of the season for the Wildcats, and they go up 32-14. And I apologize about the shoddy camera work on that one. I was busy watching the run and not keeping up quite so much with the
Well, I don't think anybody
camera.
expected that he was going to take it all the way to the house.
And then I overcorrected. So the point after to come from Carrasco, or Contreras, pardon me, low snap as Olguin gets it down, and then Contreras will boot it through with 10:22 to go in the ball game. Lovington 33, Academy 14. Back in a minute. Wildcat football will continue here on KZOR. It's a 96-yard touchdown drive capped off by the 94-yard touchdown run by Ashton Aranda. The point after is good by Lucas Contreras, and with 10:22 to go in the ball game, Lovington 33-14 for the Academy Chargers. With Don Morgan patrolling the blue turf, I'm TJ Miracle high above Wildcat Stadium. And, Dawn, that may be the longest touchdown I've called in a couple of decades.
That was an unexpected but a really nice run. And I tell you what, who knew he could really turn on the Jets like that? It was a foot race, and he won it.
I think the track team is just going, And, the kickoff is away. It is a high-end over-ender. It's going to be fielded at the 15, bringing it across to the 20 and out to the 24-yard line, where the return man McKinley is met by the Wildcats. They seem to have a little pep in their step now as Ellie and Clayton on the stop for the Cats. First and 10 for Academy, and they're running out of time, trailing by 19.
I think we rename Lovington the Sharks, at least at this point, because they do smell blood in the water.
And you've got to think that probably Academy is going to have to go into passing mode now if they want to try and get back into this one. Lovington has left them openings on deep routes. So be aware of it, and they're going to keep man coverage, and nobody really back deep, looks like.
Still a lot of time to play in this game.
Yes,
so
there is. You don't want to
can
get complacent.
That's right. Lovington can't start celebrating yet.
Twins left, twins right. Rivera from the shotgun. Martinez is his deep back. 10:15 remaining in the ball game. Lovington up by 19, but Academy going to try and mount a comeback. Good snap, back to pass as Rivera going to be flushed out, and he's going to be tripped up behind the line as stretching out, getting him to Marcus Thompson.
Yeah.
And he actually gets a yard out of it. I don't know how, but he does. If DeMarcus gets him behind the line, it's a sack. As it is, it's a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9.
And DeMarcus just reached out a hand and caught the foot and brought him down.
So
Not really a shoestring tackle, it just got him the foot.
Hey, you take what you can get, and the clock continues to move. We're under 10 to play. 4 receivers set once again right in the middle of the field at the 24-yard line for the Chargers of Albuquerque Academy. Rivera not showing just a whole lot of hurry up time, and right across the middle and picked off. The Cats have it. Coming back to the 20 is inside
number
the
8.
20 is number 8, Josh Carrasco, the INT, and the Cats now with the opportunity to put this one into the win column. A touchdown here probably puts it out of reach. Carrasco with the INT, third turnover of the night, forced by the Cats. And now they'll have it inside the Now Pharmacy red zone, 1st and 10 from the 18, make it the 19-yard line.
Yep, beautiful interception. Just right in the right place at the right time, but he made the most of it, hung on to it.
Yes, he did. So 1st and 10 from the 18 inside the Now Pharmacy red zone. Wildcat football leading by 19 and a chance to stretch it out here. Academy has hung around and hung around and hung around. Lovington finally getting things in gear. Send a man out wide to the left. Everybody bunched in tight to the right. Other than that, hand it off. Olguin on a little sweep to the right side. Gets it inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Alec making the hard yards. 11 carries, 99 yards. It's 2nd down and 6. It's 2nd down and 6. Under 9 minutes to play. Lovington is going to be content, you got to think, to take as much time off the clock as is humanly possible here. Olguin will be on the right shoulder this time of Aranda. Bunch everybody tight to the left this time. Nobody out wide. Good snap. Aranda going to roll to the right side. Throws it into the backfield, and that one is going to be dropped in the backfield. That one is going to have to be picked up. And running forward in it as they had a tackle
Ramirez?
Eligible. Yeah, Ezekiel Guzman, number 60.
Oh, 60, not 80. I was seeing 8 instead.
So that is number 60. They had a tackle eligible play on, and it goes for -1, but almost disaster. So Guzman with his first catch probably of his career. Sometimes they will use Henderson in there as a tight end, but they're trying that one on the little comebacker. Didn't work quite like they planned on it, so now it'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats. So losing a yard on the play. Back at the 20-yard line. Back to pass. Aranda coming to the corner of the end zone to Garcia, and that one is knocked away at the last possible second. Good coverage down the field, and slow to get up is the defender down there, Martinez. And he has played a whale of a ball game. It'll be 4th and 12 for the Wildcats. This might be where you want to think about kicking the field goal. And it looks like maybe the field goal team will be out there. Yes, it will be.
Just to kind of seal the deal and kind of put it away out of reach.
Yeah, well, not out of reach necessarily.
But less likely.
So it's going to wind up ball at the 20. It's going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt for Lucas Contreras from the far hash mark. He's certainly got the leg for it. It's going to depend on the snap, the spot, and the hold.
He's a member of that district championship soccer team for the boys.
Yes, he is, and he's got a good leg. So Olguin to hold. And whistles sound. Timeout going to be taken by the Wildcats. 8:22 remaining in the ball game. Lovington 33 and the Academy Chargers 14. Back in 30 seconds on KZOR. back here at Wildcat Stadium. The Cats with a 4th down and 11, 8:22 remaining in the ball game. They've got it at the 20-yard line inside Academy territory. Dawn Morgan field side. I'm TJ Miracle, Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing. The Cats had the field goal unit out there, and it looks like they'll do it again. So a 37-yard attempt for Lucas Contreras. I think the timeout, they saw that the bull rush was coming, and Coach G wanted to make some adjustments.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the line is lined up a little differently, and maybe some different players out there.
Yep, going to try and get max protect on Lucas. So a 37-yard attempt for the Wildcats. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. A 37-yard field goal for Lucas Contreras. Boots it through and makes it Lovington 36. Academy 14. We'll be back in 30. Actually, let's just keep it right here because we just took a timeout. Say a big thank you to Now Pharmacy, Devon Energy, Lovington Auto Supply. Also the Lovington Schools, Eunice Pump and Supply, Bob Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, and Stone Oilfield Services. So the 37-yard field goal by Lucas Contreras, 8:17 to go in the ball game, puts the Cats up 36-14. Now a 22-point lead, 3 touchdowns in 8 minutes. You feel pretty comfortable about that, I've got to think, Dawn.
Yeah, I think Lovington is really breathing a sigh of relief. You still got 8 minutes of football to play here, but you've just about, you've made it so very hard for them to be able to come back on you. So now they can really sort of just feel this and have some time, and I think that's important. When you've had the kind of season that Lovington has, having some time while you're still in the game to really feel that victory. I mean, it's too soon to say that they're winning it, but it's going to be very difficult for them to mount a comeback against the Wildcats, and this gives the Wildcats really a lot of time to feel it, and I think that's important, especially when you're banking energy ahead of a really big contest against Portales next Friday.
Oh yeah, definitely so. So now Contreras to kick it away as he puts it on the 40 and will boot it into the south night skies. That one is going to bounce, and it is going to die at the 2-yard line, and that's going to force Academy to come up and get it. And a great tackle as across the 5 to the 6-yard line, but they thought that one was going into the end zone, and it died at the 2. Martinez had no choice but to pick it up and return it, and so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 6 for Academy.
Lucas,
of course, we saw a 94-yard touchdown a minute ago. I think we don't want to see it returned here. Oh, and we have a flag on the play? Nope, they're going to put it at the 6. Okay. The way Academy was moving backward, I thought, did we get a half the distance to the penalty, half the distance to the goal penalty? But they're just huddling up back in the goal in the end zone. So from the 6-yard line, spotted at the 7 officially. 1st and 10 for Academy, 8:17 remaining here in the ball game. Lovington up big now, 36-14, but this has not been a much closer game than that score would indicate. Good snap. Rivera back to pass. Wants it. Comes across the middle and overthrows his intended target on this near side. He was trying to get number 7. That's Gage Conaway, and it'll be incomplete. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 7.
Good coverage on him by Angel Gonzalez. But it really wasn't about the coverage. It was about the missed throw. It was just not thrown.
Yeah, Lovington's going to put as much pressure on him as they can with just the 3-4 guys up front.
Sure. As
checking out of the ball game is going to be Adam Ramirez. Checking in for the Wildcats will be Ezekiel Guzman. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10, 8:06 remaining in the ball game. Lovington leading 36-14. Twins to the right, 1 to the left for Academy. Waiting on the snap. Rivera gets it. Looks, has time, throws it underneath, complete to Choi. Ball is out, and he'll get it at the 10-yard line, falls forward on it. So Choi actually going to wind up with a 3-yard completion, but almost complete disaster. But Choi will have his 2nd catch of the night, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 now for the Chargers. He stayed in bounds, and so that's going to keep the clock moving. 7:39 remaining. Ball right at the 10-yard line. Of course, Lovington would go to 3-6 on the year with a win, but more importantly, 2-0 in district. Setting up a match for the district championship next Friday night. Of course, this one's not over yet. 7:18 to go, and right at the count, Rivera with it is hit as he lets that one fly, and that one is going to be picked off. Coming back is Angel Gonzalez. He's got some room. Shake and bake at the 10 and out of bounds. So the INT, and that one was set up by a huge hit in the backfield.
Well, there was a flag thrown in the backfield as well.
So we may have roughing the passer, which would wipe out the INT. Although it looked like the hit was put on the same time the football got there.
I think he just picked up the flag. Let's see.
So the second INT, this time Angel Gonzalez gets it. Lovington's faithful not happy about it. If it happened after the INT, it'll stay Lovington football. And they're going to spot the ball at the 7-yard line.
So no penalties.
All right, so it'll be Lovington football after the INT. So now they can put the capper on it. Weiser is the deep back with Aranda this time. Everybody in tight. Aranda rolls right, is pressured, throws it, and bounces it. And off of the bounce, taking it in and into the end zone. Zeke puts it in, 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats as Ezekiel Guzman from 7 yards out on a backwards tackle-eligible pass gets it into the end zone.
Uh-oh.
And we do have a flag on the play. Oh, man. That'll be a hold, and it should be coming back.
Although the way it was thrown, it might not be a hold. It could have been something, some kind of maybe something said or unsportsmanlike.
Well, let's see as we wait, and it'll be the touchdown will count, and it'll be on Lovington. Excessive celebration, but the touchdown will count. So Ezekiel Guzman gets a 7-yard touchdown, and that'll make it 42-14, but they will assess the penalty on the point after, and it's a 15-yarder. Ouch. So, you know what? I'll take an excessive celebration on that one.
At this point, you know, in this game, with this team, after this season, we'll take 15-yard penalty. That's okay.
So the point after to come, it'll actually be a 35-yard field goal attempt this time. We know Lucas certainly has the leg for it. He got a 37-yard field goal earlier. So from 35 yards out, boots it up into the night sky and through with 6:55 remaining in the ball game. Lovington 43, Academy 14. Back in a minute. Wildcat football continues on KZOR. The INT by Angel Gonzalez turns into a 7-yard touchdown pass to Ezekiel Guzman. That's right, Goose, the senior lineman, checked in as tackle eligible and gets it skipped to him on a backwards pass. He scoops it up and takes it in for the touchdown. The excessive celebration penalty cost him 15 yards on the point after, but that was booted through quite easily by Lucas Contreras. So Lovington finally able to breathe, 43-14, up by 31 now with 6:55 to go in the ball game. Lucas will kick it away. high end over ender, and that one is going to be fielded back at the 2-yard line. Bringing it out across the 10 to the 15 and out near the 20. Coming out with that one is McKinley. So a pretty good return for McKinley. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. That's where Academy will have it. As Lovington going to be able to breathe now and start thinking, you don't want to think just yet about the matchup next week against Portales, but got to be breathing a sigh of relief as this should lock them into the playoffs as one of the 12 teams in the field, you would think. But that doesn't mean that there's not still a lot on the line next Friday night. They beat Portales next Friday. They could go as high as the 3rd seed, I think. Of course, we'll talk more about that in the post-game show coming up. Still football to play here as Rivera from the shotgun. Hand it off as Martinez is hit in the backfield, and he is dropped quickly. That was DeMarcus Thompson who brought him down. Let's see where they're going to spot it. And they're going to say that he got back to the line, so no gain for Martinez. 15 carries for just 32 yards for Martinez tonight, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to move. 6:20 remaining in the ball game, 43-14. And Don, this has looked like a much different team in the second half than it did the first half.
Yeah, very much so. I was just thinking it was a gritty, first half, but the second half, much different.
Yes, it has been. 2nd down and 10. We are under the halfway mark now of this 4th quarter. Lovington 43, Academy 14. Fake the handoff. Rivera to pass. Throws it underneath. Has it complete for about a 3-yard gain. Good coverage by Garcia on the far side as that one was completed to Spiegel. So he's going to pick up 3, and so it'll be a 3rd down. Well, they're going to give him 4. So Spiegel, 3rd catch of the night for 66 yards. 135 through the air for Rivera. And they're going to be, I thought they were going to call a penalty for a moment. No, they're going to say that they weren't ready for it. Nope, there's a flag, and it's on Lovington. I didn't see the penalty. Let's see how far it goes, and it's going 15, so that's unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cats. Too many penalties tonight. If there's anything that you can say, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties on the Cats for 95 yards, and they have all been in the holding or the personal foul variety. So 1st down for Academy, their 10th of the ball game. They'll have it all the way up near the Wildcat 40. 39 officially with 5.5 to go. Lovington needs to get their emotions in check. As waiting in the shotgun is Rivera. Clock stopped after the penalty. They tack that one onto the end of the play. Fake it, throw it underneath. That one will be complete. Out across the 40 to the 42-yard line as Gonzalez is going to sling down number 3, Burdage. He's going to pick up, they're going to give him 5 on that one.
Flag.
And I think maybe we have more unsportsmanlike conduct, and they're pointing at Academy this time. Well, let's see what the call is going to be. And we will have unsportsmanlike conduct this time on Academy after the play. So I think things getting set out there. I think both teams need to maybe calm down just a little bit. So Academy going to get whistled for that one. That's a 15-yarder. They've had 8 penalties now for 60 yards, and it moves them well back. And this has been such a well-played ball game, Don. You hate to see it turn into slop here late in the ball game.
Right.
The unsportsmanlike, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty moves Academy all the way back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So it is 1st down and Tatum just about. Maybe McDonald. It's only 1st and 20. And it looks like Coach Garris is going to take a timeout. So 5:17 remaining in the ball game. Lovington in control of this one, 43-14, but it hadn't been that comfortable.
Until fairly late.
Yeah, until fairly late.
Really.
We'll just keep it right here because they have not signaled a timeout. Yeah, I mean, we got to remember when this 4th quarter started, it was 26 to 14. It was very close, and at one point, Academy led 14-13 at the start of the third quarter. Lovington has just turned it on late in the third quarter and here into the fourth. So 1st and 20. He'll pitch it on an end around, coming near side is going to be the speedster for them. That is Spiegel, and he's slung down as he crosses the 50 into Lovington territory.
Angel Gonzalez got him, and then coming up at the end was Donald McKillop, number 41.
So Spiegel going to get 24 yards on the ground, and it'll move the chains for the Academy Chargers. Spiegel with the 24-yard on the end around. Clock moves, 4:50 remaining in the ball game from the Wildcat 46-yard line. Academy football, they're still gamely out there slugging away. I think Academy 5 wins, and I think this Academy team's probably good enough to beat Bernalillo next week in their rivalry game. Probably good enough to wind up 6-4. They will be a factor in the playoffs, you can bet. We might even see him again as the handoff. Nope, fake the handoff. Rivera throws it and just leads his intended target, Montoya, a little bit too far, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. 140 on 29 attempts with a 61-yard touchdown for Rivera. So it'll be...
You know, what's partly impressive about this the performance in this second half for Lovington is they're doing it, you know, without number 33, Cardenas, and they've been without Ochoa all game.
Yeah, they certainly have been. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Academy football. Chargers have it at the Wildcat 46. Rivera from the shotgun. Fake the handoff, rolls to the right, looks, tosses, has a man. That's Montoya inside the 35, down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 18 to the big senior tight end Montoya, and 1st down for the Chargers. Montoya's 3rd catch of the night, and more than doubles his yardage. He's got 3 catches now for 34 yards. 158 for Rivera. And the ball spotted at the 26-yard line inside Wildcat territory.
It's 27.
27, thank you. I'm going to blame the glare on the window. And he did get out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 4:14 remaining. Here in the ballgame, 4:16, pardon me. Again, it's that glare. Everybody stacked in tight. Fake the handoff, now roll near side, toss it. Catch a man, that is Choi inside the 10, and going to be slung out of bounds inside the 10 or right at the 10, called the 9. So it's going to be another 18-yard completion, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Chargers. Choi now 3 catches for 29 yards, including a touchdown. 176 through the air for Rivera. And he went out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 4:07. If they punch it in, they will kick an onside, you've got to think. Rivera, new back in the backfield, and running it right up the gut is number 44. That is Max Ashcraft. And he's going to get 1 yard on it. So Ashcraft, got to be very careful when I say that, gets 1 yard on it, and it'll be 2nd and goal from the 8. So Ashcraft with 1 yard. Clock moves with 3:40 remaining in the ball game. Lovington in control, 43-14. Academy not showing any urgency down there. They're still just kind of running their offense. So I think they're thinking no comeback tonight. Just try and make the score a little more respectable. As Rivera waits on it, Ashcraft is the deep back. Everybody in tight. Rivera looks to pass, is hit as he lets it fly and overthrows 2 targets down there.
He was trying for Burge, actually, but untied him was Angel Gonzalez.
Yeah, Garris was down there too, and he kind of overthrew both of them, 2 and 12. So it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 8. So 3rd goal from the 8 with the incompletion. Clock stops with 3:11 remaining in the ball game. As often happens in games like this, the first half and part of the third quarter fly by, but then when they start just throwing the ball around the yard and not always completing it, it tends to slow things to a crawl. It's a 3rd and goal from the 8 for the Academy Chargers. Fake the handoff, rolling to the right. And putting it up is Rivera to the back corner of the end zone, trying to get Spiegel, and it'll be incomplete, and so that'll bring up 4th and goal from the 8. As through your mic, Don, I hear the team screaming finish. I think maybe Coach G has rubbed off on them a little bit. And I did notice, too, that Wyatt Gomez was warming up on the sideline, so the offense gets another chance. I have a feeling that the night of Ashton Aranda will be done.
And probably rightfully so.
So it'll be 4th and goal from the 8, 3:03 to go. In the ball game, Lovington on its way to its 3rd win of the season, but more importantly, its 2nd win of district. Well, Ashcraft is the deep back. Look for the pass, though, or maybe even the keeper from Rivera. As he waits on the ball, 5 seconds left on the play clock. He'll get it, looks to pass, going to be pressured, rolls right side. Lovington giving chase. He'll let it fly, puts up the wounded duck, and that one is going to be picked off in the end zone. The Cats have it again.
We've got
Sanchez with the INT. We've got a flag back at the 10-yard line. That may be a hold, and if it is, then, we got a flag late. We got a flag that came out of the scrum in the end zone, so I think we may have a hold on Academy, and we may have a personal foul on Academy, too.
That was good pursuit by Donald McKillop on the quarter.
Yes, it was,
really
41.
Good chase, yeah.
So let's
McKillop.
see. We've got the flags, and we're going to have, looked like he was indicating holding, but let's see what he's going to signal here. And we've got holding on Academy, and Lovington declines that, and we will have personal foul. We will have unsportsmanlike conduct, offsetting penalties, and so the INT will stand. First down for the Wildcats as they get their 3rd interception of the half, and it'll be Lovington football. First down at the 2-yard line. So Lovington at the 2 as Wyatt Gomez will come out with 2:50 to go to try and put the capper on this one. Aranda's night finishes up 8 of 17, 2 touchdowns, 133 yards. So from the 1-yard line, actually, that's the case where you get the INT in the end zone. It's better just to go down in the end zone, then it's a touchback, and you get it at the 20.
Yeah. It is dangerous right here on the 1-yard line.
Yes, it is. So Wyatt Gomez in as the quarterback. 4 receiver set, low snap. Wyatt handles it, has plenty of time, steps up in the pocket, lets it fly, and that one is going to be overthrown as he was trying to get Adam Sanchez down the sideline, but overthrown, incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Gomez definitely has the arm for the Cats, of course. Got to think maybe he's going to be the starting quarterback next year. Wyatt, just a junior. Of course, saw significant time last year when Aranda was out hurt. Ashton has had a whale of a season, too. It's a good problem to have when you've got 2 starting quarterbacks. So Wyatt Gomez back, 4 receiver set, 2nd and 10 from the 1. Low snap, Wyatt handles it, tosses it underneath. It is complete to Cesar Gonzalez. Cesar gets it out across the 5, out to about the 8-yard line. It'll be a completion of 7, so now it'll be 3rd down and 3. So now 3rd and 3. They're off of their own goal line, which is a good thing. 2 minutes.
They've got a little room to breathe.
Yeah, a little breathing room. 2:15 remaining in the ball game. Weiser is the running back. I think maybe just hand it off to Ryan, let him get the first down, and then burn this clock out. 4 receivers set. Wyatt with it, looks to pass, goes to Weiser on the running back screen. He's across the 15, still on his feet, out to about the 18-yard line. So it'll be a 10-yard completion to Weiser and move the chains. First down, Lovington, their 10th first down of the ball game. So Ryan with the 10-yard catch. 17 yards now for Wyatt Gomez. 1:51 remaining in the ball game. Of course, after the game, they will be recognizing the senior Wildcats. So the post-game show going to go just a little bit long. We'll talk to Coach G, but after the ceremonies, Twins left, Twins to the right, send a man in motion right to left. As Wyatt going to keep it himself, is up near the 20-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 1. And so under right at a minute 15 to play. Second down and 8, so a 2-yard gain officially for the Wildcats. So with the way the play clock and everything is running, Lovington can go into victory formation right here and call it a night if they so choose. It's Coach G taking a well-deserved drink of water down there. So on second down and 8, under a minute to play. Lovington 43, Academy 14, but it has been a much closer game than that score would indicate. Wyatt keeps it himself, comes near side, across the 20 to the 25. It'll be a pickup of 6 for Gomez, and it'll be third down and about 1, and that will run the clock out as there is 5 seconds difference between game clock and play clock. So the Cats, I think, going to opt just to run the clock out on this one and take the 43-14 victory into the big rivalry grudge match next week against Portales for the district championship.
They can take great pleasure in just turning around and looking at that clock tick down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Victory time.
And the Wildcats are victorious, 43-14 on senior night, and the final game at home of the regular season is whoever keeps coming by and opening my door, I'm going to have words with them here later. So the Cats are victorious tonight by a final score of 43-14. We will take a 3-minute timeout, come back with your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation and head into the Now Pharmacy postgame show. The Coaches Conversation actually going to be a little bit delayed tonight because of the senior celebrations, but we'll take a 3-minute timeout and come back with your Now Pharmacy postgame show. This is Wildcat Football on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, the Now Pharmacy postgame show here on Z94 KZOR, as the Wildcats are victorious tonight, final 43-14 over the visiting Academy Chargers. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling Brian Urlacher Field as Lovington getting ready for their senior night festivities. We're to be honoring all the seniors, and Coach G was nice enough to say, hey, you know, we'll still talk to you, but it'll be after the senior night festivities, so we will have the Bob Thriftway coaches conversation, but it will be delayed just a little bit tonight because of senior night, as Lovington going to recognize the seniors in this football program, and they have done a whale of a job. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in this one. We will start with the visiting Academy Chargers. Andres Riveras, their quarterback tonight, goes 13 of 34, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. And those touchdowns coming to Choi and Spiegel. Those were the 2 touchdowns that he threw. The one to Spiegel, a 61-yarder. Spiegel led their receiving corps tonight with 66 receiving yards. On the ground, tough sledding as the Lovington defense did what they needed to do, as Landon Martinez, 15 carries for 32 yards. He was the leading ball carrier, although Spiegel on an end around had 1 carry for 24 yards. He was next on the list. Cumulatively, you've got 176 through the air, only 60 total on the ground for the Academy Chargers. That's 236 total yards for them on the night. They were penalized 8 times for 60 yards on the evening. 7 in the first, no points in the second, 7 in the third, nothing in the fourth. That's how they get to their 14 on the board. They did win the first down battle. They had 12 first downs tonight. Turning the page for your victorious Lovington Wildcats tonight. Lovington's quarterbacks combined to go 10 of 20 for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Ashton Aranda finishes up the night. He goes 7 of 17 for 133. He had both of those touchdowns. One a 22-yarder to Alec Olgain. The other, a 7-yard touchdown pass to Ezekiel Guzman on a lineman-eligible play. So a big job there, and hats off to Guz for getting that one. Those plays are often in the playbook, but you very rarely see them. I'm glad we did, and Ezekiel Guzman, a good kid, glad that he got that touchdown. So 150 tonight for the Wildcats through the air. On the ground, another big night, led by Ashton Aranda, as he carried the ball 7 times for 144 yards. The highlight of that being a 94-yard touchdown run on the quarterback keeper. He also had a 33-yard touchdown run, part of his 144 yards. Alec Olgain, I'm desperately trying to find another yard somewhere to give to Alec. He had 11 carries for 99 yards tonight. On Dallas Cardenas, before he went out injured, 7 carries, 57 yards, including a 25-yard touchdown. Olgain also had a 29-yard rushing touchdown. Ryan Weiser, 3 carries tonight for 14 yards, and 2 carries for Wyatt Gomez for 8 yards tonight. So if you're keeping up at home, that's 150 through the air, 322 on the ground for the Wildcats. So 472 total yards tonight as they finally came to life in that fourth and final quarter. Lovington, too many penalties tonight, so something they definitely need to work on cleaning up, as they were whistled 8 times tonight for a total of 95 yards. Yowza, 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 as they score no points in the first, but then 13 in the second, 13 in the third, 17 in the fourth. That's how they get to their 43 on the board. We did see a 37-yard field goal from Lucas Contreras to go along with the 3 INTs. We talked about special teams, and they played a big role tonight in this big 43-14 victory by the Lovington Wildcats. So the Cats will improve to 3-6 on the season, but more importantly, 2-0 on the district schedule. And if I'm reading the NMAA rules right, Academy will probably get a nod into the playoffs, as they fall now to 5-4. But it's been rough sledding this year for the 4A schools outside of the top 2 or 3, at least one loss record time. So I know we'll be talking more about that, but now they cannot take Academy without taking Lovington, and Lovington will be the higher seed. So if I'm reading the rule book right, this should lock Lovington into the playoffs, no matter what happens next week. But, of course, next week going to be on the road to take on the Portales Rams, and what will, I'm sure, be set up for the district championship. As the seniors being recognized onto the field right now, we will recognize them coming up here in just a few minutes ourselves on the radio, and then have our coaches conversation. We'll take another timeout, come back, and continue. This is the Now Pharmacy postgame show. Cats victorious tonight, 43-14. You're listening to Wildcat Football on KZOR. Welcome back to your Now Pharmacy postgame show on senior night from the Blue Turf here at Wildcat Stadium. I'm TJ Miracle, high above the stadium. Don Morgan patrolling the Blue Turf of Brian Urlacher Field as the seniors being recognized tonight out on the field. So we would be remiss if we didn't recognize them as well. They include...
I believe there are 17 and two managers. So, it's a pretty big group.
It is a pretty big group, and it includes Cadence Moore, number 5, the senior wide receiver and defensive back. Number 10, wide receiver, defensive back Adam Sanchez. Number 12, quarterback Ashton Aranda. Number 13, the kicker Lucas Contreras. Number 14, linebacker, wide receiver Leo Reyes. Number 15, wide receiver, defensive back Hagen Lazardo. Also includes number 25, Joshua Allen, a wide receiver and DB. Number 27, Anthony Gomez, running back and linebacker. The seniors also include number 41, Donald McKillop, who's a safety and occasionally running back or a wide receiver. You've got number 50, Angel Sanchez, a big guy up on the line. Brennan Garcia, another one of the big parts of that offensive and defensive line. Israel Rodriguez, number 54, of course, a big part of the line too. Daniel Wall, another one of the linemen who's played a whale of a season. And number 60, Ezekiel Guzman, who's now an offensive defensive lineman and wide receiver. I love that Zeke got that touchdown tonight. Also, number 77, Blake Howell, a senior for this team. Number 87, Angel Gonzalez, who had a big interception tonight. And he's a senior, as is number 89, Drevin Powell. So those are the seniors on the football team, and managers Celeste Perez and Maria Hadas. Those are your seniors for this Lovington Wildcat football team. Of course, these seniors, even though this is their last regular season home game here on the blue turf, I have a feeling, Dawn, that now with that win tonight, unless just a lot more weirdness than I think is going to happens, I think that the Cats have probably punched their ticket on through into the playoffs. Now the only question will be, where's the seeding? And depending on what happens next week, I think anywhere between 3 and 10 is what we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, it could be a really wild swing, just depending on how these last games go for everybody, but especially, yes, for Lovington, Portales.
Yeah, it certainly could. And while we've got a few minutes, I mean, I'll just go ahead and, see if we can pull up the, kind of how things have been going tonight. It looks like a pretty good night all told for for Lee County. I don't have an update on Tatum, but I know Hobbs won big, Jowl won big tonight also. So a big night for them on that, and very good as I continue to try and kind of stall and get ourselves over back where I need to be for all the football stuff. And of course the Cats tonight, as we mentioned, improving to 3-6 on the year, but more importantly 2-0 in district. As the 4A results, as we look at it, looks like Silver City, they're pretty much going to be. Hold on a second, as my phone has decided it wants to screw up.
I think they're doing a firework for every graduating senior.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
A pop for everybody.
All right. As Hobbs won tonight 48-6, as we knew they were winning big. And Tatum outlasts Logan 8-6. 8-6 up in Tatum tonight. Wow, what a way to go on that. So yeah, taking a look at the way everything lines up tonight as the fireworks go off here at Lovington. I guess I could.
I thought that I heard that 8-6. Did Tatum win or lose?
Tatum won 8-6. So I'm not sure the last time an 8-man game ended 8-6, but yeah, after tonight, Silver City I think safe. Portales obviously in. They both had 7-1. My guess is 8-1 records after tonight. Bloomfield at 7-1, probably soon to be 8-1. Taos at 7-1, probably soon to be 8-1. Albuquerque Academy now 6-3. Moriarty at 6-2 coming into tonight. You got to think that all of those teams were safe. Now, with Lovington beating the Academy Chargers, I think that will put the Cats in good stead because just, they take 12 teams. There's only 17 in Class 4A. One of those teams, though, and that's Shiprock, is not eligible for playoffs because they do not play in a district. They play an independent schedule. So now Lovington is sitting, Espanola Valley at 5-3. I think they're probably safe, too. So, I think, now it's going to be Lovington, Kirtland Central, and Aztec, kind of rounding things out there just because you've got a lot of teams that, are surprisingly not having very good years, like Gallup. They are 0-8. Grants, 1-7. Pewaukee, 0-7 going into tonight. St. Pius, who Lovington knows well. We played them in the playoffs 4 or 5 years ago. They are just 1-7 on the year, but with just 16 eligible teams, there's only 4 teams that aren't going to make the playoffs, and Lovington I think is one who now is, because you got Gallup, Grants, Pewaukee, and St. Pius. Well, there's 4 teams right there. You finish in front of those 4 teams, you're in the playoffs, and Lovington has done that, but they've given themselves a chance to play. It'll be number 2 versus number 4 next week for the district championship. So Lovington could wind up anywhere from, I think, number 3 in the playoff seeding if they win next week, and they could potentially drop them all the way down to number 10, depending on what happens next week. But Lovington would be the most dangerous number 10 team maybe in the history of the NMAA playoffs.
Yeah, it just sets up a very interesting situation, and I kind of like that you just have to wait and watch and sort of wonder what all kinds of, what situation scenarios, can happen just depending on how the teams perform and how these last district games go. I like it.
Well,
I like it better because we won tonight.
I like it
That's
better
what
because
I
we
really
won tonight
like.
too. But it
Yeah.
does, this should go ahead and solidify our spot in the playoffs. Now the only question is, where would we go? How high or low would we be in the seedings? But a big win tonight, 2-0 in district. And I know earlier in the year you actually talked to somebody who we know here in Lovington that had told you something to the effect of, this team may not win a single pre-district game, but then might win state.
Yeah, and, it's looking like it's not out of the realm of possibility, right?
Well, it certainly could happen as the seniors and the team's still out on the field. And
well, I think it's very nice. Coach Gonzalez always goes along and greets every senior and hugs them, shakes hands with the parents, and just spends a really, a quality moment or two with every one of them. And I think that's nice. And the other coaches do that as well.
Well, I think that is a good thing. And Coach G has always been very gracious and has, really, I think, influenced a lot of these young men. As now Coach G joins you on the sideline. So our Bob Thriftway coaches conversation. Dawn, Coach G, take it away. Dawn, you're on.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. Yeah, Coach, so congratulations. Big win over Academy tonight, and now just one more to go. But this game, a little gritty first half, but you really came out and stretched it out, especially in that fourth quarter. What made the difference?
Well, really, they came out and did some different stuff defensively that I hadn't done all year long, and so it took us a little bit to get settled in, but got in half. Our coaches did an outstanding job, got the kids adjusted and settled in, and, I thought Alec did an outstanding job of running the football, and I just felt like, that's what we challenged them at the very beginning of the game. Everybody that was out there taking reps is make sure you take every single rep for this class of 2023 because it's important. I can't guarantee another time for them to be on this blue turf. Absolutely. Out of my control. Yeah. But I just felt like we played harder than they did in the second half, and it showed.
Yeah, I think it definitely showed, and I think it felt good, didn't it? Most of the way through that fourth quarter to have that big lead and to really taste that victory. And I think as a team, you guys deserve to feel that after the season you've had, coming off, though, the momentum of these last two wins and then the victory tonight. It sets you up very well for next Friday, do you think?
It's going to be a championship environment, and so I think all of those trials that we had at the beginning of the season, playing those bigger schools, it's helped us get to the point to where we are right now. And so, and I told those guys, keep looking ahead, light at the end of the tunnel, and keep embracing it and keep coming, working hard every single day, and it's just going to get brighter and brighter. And so now we've put ourselves in a position to compete for a district championship. We want, that was a goal that this group set for themselves. They want to be back-to-back district champions. Hasn't been done since 2011. And so their goal is right there in front of them. And so everything's going in the right way right now, and so we just got to continue to take care of each other and get ready for the Portales Rams.
What's going to be the key against Portales?
Very athletic. In the 6 years that I've been here, they've stayed the exact same. But the good thing about it is we haven't. So, they got a really athletic quarterback, and they run the option some, and they've got some really good outside receivers that they throw it down the field, and they're a 3-3 stack defensively. So biggest thing is again, what we had to go through at the beginning of the season, and, it set us up for this championship environment, and that's where we're at right now. And
you had some good guys step up big time because you were without, we know it's Cameron Ochoa, no Cameron tonight. Is that going to be a problem? Is he going to be eligible and there on Friday next week?
Yes, he was just ill.
Okay, so. All right. And you were without on Dallas that whole second half.
Mm-hmm. And it was just precautionary, and don't think it's as severe as it should have been. But, I felt like Ryan Weiser came in and did an outstanding job.
Very nice.
Then, of course, Alec Holguin did some flashbacks of the state semifinals last year. But
Angel Gonzalez, a lot of guys really stepped up.
A lot of kids that got out there and got some reps tonight. And, again, going through what we went through this season and having guys out at different times, it gave people the opportunity to get reps. And so those kids are ready to play, and they did a good job.
Speaking of athletic quarterbacks, how about that 96-yard Aranda run?
Awesome. I mean, I felt like there in the first half, I felt like he was, trying to push a little bit too hard to try to make some plays and just getting them settled down there in the second half. And, that's that run right there, as late as we were in the game, that goes back to that kid's work ethic. I mean, everything that he's invested in the summertime, I mean, that's hard. You get that late in the game and continue to have a run like that in the tank. Actually came over here and threw up, but he was ready to go, so I'm proud of Ashton.
How about that leg of Ornelas?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Contreras.
Unbelievable.
Contreras, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Lucas Contreras, unbelievable. And, we kick him in practice, and when we get down there, I just get greedy sometimes and want to go for it on fourth down. But he's pretty special, and then the kickoff he had right after that sat down on the 1-yard line, and they thought it was going out. And so really, really special talent.
All right. So, and final thought about your seniors tonight. What's your message to this group of young men?
I told them all week long, this program is different today than it was when they walked through the gate. And so as freshmen, and our challenge has been always everything that we do, everywhere that we go, leave it better than you found it. And so they're not done yet, but I know that first year that I was here, we had 9 seniors, and now we have 19 seniors. And so that's a direct reflection of those kids buying into it. And so, but we wouldn't be where we are right now as a program if it wasn't for those 19 kids that got honored tonight. And so I'm incredibly thankful, blessed to be their head coach. And I'm glad that they're Lovington Wildcats.
Well, congratulations on this home win. I'm not even going to say that it's your last one, because we hope that it might not be your last visit on the blue turf with this group of young guys tonight. So congratulations on the win. We look forward to next Friday. We'll be on the road. Good luck, Coach.
Can't wait. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Dawn Morgan and Coach G, with our Bob Thriftway Coaches conversation. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on it. It was a back-and-forth affair until the third quarter, until the Cats finally stretched out the legs and took it to the Chargers. Final score tonight, Lovington 43 and Academy 14. For Max Carranza in studio engineering and producing, for Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Wildcat Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital, One Radio Square, and Z94 KZOR Sports. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.